You don't say to mama, you don't read though. Says the tracking angel. You don't boast to mama, you don't cut. Now chain you the cut. Okay, now make I use my microscope, scan a reality, scan nigga area Biafra phobia mentality. See, set my Nnamdi Kanu free. One war. They don't want to hear the name of Biafra. For them is a scary name of Biafra. I love this very name of Biafra. Biafra. Most I judge a bless Biafra. Chukwuki ka Biafra bless. Conscientiousness bless Biafra. Started in 1804 by Uthman Dan Fodio. Rinom go be to Sokoto. Boo, Sa Amadou Bello. They massacred the Hausa, Marigi and Pura. What about the Shua? Zamfara and Adamawa. Referendum is the voice of everyone. Real freedom, Yahweh must be done on the land. Simon, they don't want to hear the name of Biafra. For them is a scary name of Biafra. I love this very name of Biafra. Most I judge a bless Biafra. Chukwuki ka Biafra bless. Conscientiousness bless Biafra. They tried by the Kanuris, these reckless Fulanis. They conquered the Lorraine, fooling. They killing in Benue every day. Niger State and Plateau State every day. The whole of Middle Belt State every day. Our move, don't do. They say we move, but now we move. They don't want to hear the name of Biafra. For them is a scary name of Biafra. I love this very name of Biafra. Most I judge a bless Biafra. Chukwuki ka Biafra bless Biafra. Conscientiousness bless Biafra. We know that they are the terrorists. Like the man called Sheikh Gumi, terrorist. Gabe Sheva Dipsy Nabemi, terrorist. Isa Ali Ibrahim Batami, terrorist. Boko Haram in the army, terrorist. They stop the people from farming, terrorist. Abubakar Malami, terrorist. Mainstream media swami, terrorist. Now we have more sellers than buyers. Information minister liar. Mr. like Mohammed and liar. The truth is Biafra's fire. They don't want to hear the name of Biafra. For them is a scary name of Biafra. I love this very name of Biafra. Most I judge a bless. Chukwuki ka Biafra bless. Conscientiousness bless Biafra. They can come into Biafra land, one them run them out of do the wall and the one them and run them out now. Yo, divided nations, decent, playing their bloody games against Biafra with the AU all the same. What a shame, such a pain. Nnamdi Kanu says Biafra, he comes away Biafra. Black people worldwide say Biafra, because give away Biafra.
Wafi bona toge Biafra, rokobore makokari amano uramu. Wafi bona toge Biafra, rokobore kari amano uramu. Wafi bona toge Biafra, rokobore makokari amano urugo. Wafi bona toge Biafra, rokobore kari amano uramu. Imanadika dinta jarabia nkene buge boya. We manadika dinta jarabia nkene buge boya. Ogano chore aso coach kwete no bagati tindu no. oge agụ chụrụ ya ọsọ kochi kwete na ọba ga-etiti ndụ na ọnwụ agbụ. Broda masịkwala maka ihe na-esiri ike ka ị were isi gị rụba sabụ. Ezi oyi ma nwananwa ka esi n'ihe na-ịmara mma ka ị were ndụ gị biri ego. Ịma na ọ bụ nke a ga-eme ka iwe ihe ese ndị elu enye ndị ahụ niile nke rụrụ sabụ. Ndụ ha enweghị udo, ndụ ha enweghị mgbọrọgwụ, ọnwụ ike na-achụ ha ọsọ. Ndụ ha enweghị udo, ndụ ha enweghị mgbọrọgwụ, ọnwụ ike na-achụ ha ọsọ sabụ. Ọtụtụ alala n'ike, ọtụtụ nwụrụ n'ike n'ihe agba ego kere ha. Ọtụtụ alala n'ike, ọtụtụ nwụrụ n'ike n'ihe agba ego kere ha. Otu aka ọ ga-adị mgbe Biafra ga-abịa, ọtụtụ ndị ga-anọ n'ụra. Otu aka ọ ga-adị ewo mgbe Biafra ga-abịaru, ọtụtụ ndị ga-anọ n'ụra. Obodo ọma, nwafọ Igbo na-achọghị Biafra, arụkọ obodo ya ọ karịa mma n'ọnwụ. Nwafọ Igbo na-achọghị Biafra, arụkọ obodo ya ọ karịa mma n'ọnwụlugo. Nwafọ Igbo na-achọghị Biafra, arụkọ obodo ya maka ọ karịa mma n'ọnwụlugo. Nwanne m bịa nara Biafra doo, bịa nara ya ihe wedere gị mma broda. Sinetọ bịa nara Biafra, gọvanọ bịa nara Biafra, Absọb sineti bịa nara ya, nabata ya ka ihe wedere gị mma broda. Ụwa niile ya ala ụmụ Biafra ka anyị kelee Chukwu Okike. Asị m ụwa niile ya ala ụmụ Biafra ka anyị kelee Chukwu Okike. Onye fụrụ ọnọdụ Igbo weziere anyị Maazị Nnamdi Kanu dike. Ọ bịago weta ọ bụghị Igbo na-agbụ, wekwelugo na ọ bụ onye Chukwu dijere ọlụ. Igbo ekwelugo. Ndụ m si na Chukwu, akara aka m si na Chukwu, na-abụrụ Victoria Nwankwọ. Ndụ m si na Chukwu, akara aka m si na Chukwu, na-abụrụ Victoria Nwankwọ. Afọ m olugo, nne m bịa kene na mkpụrụ ekpụrụ wee pugo. Mọmị m bịa kene, nne m bịa kene na mkpụrụ ekpụrụ wee pugo. Nnọma anyị alawala n'ala ahụ nke Chukwu kwere anyị na nkwa. Anyị alawala, anyị agawala n'ala ahụ nke Chukwu gọziri anyị. Ala Biafra, obodo ọma ebe ya bịa masị selie. Obodo ọma, ụmụ Biafra tinyere ike, were oge ike tinyere ha wee chegide ala ha emere mmegbu. Ụmụ Biafra tinyere ike, were ike ha enyere ha wee leda ala ha emere mmegbu. Akụkọ adịka nwanyị mụrụ nwa nke na-enweghara Oga gogora Hausa, Haga mata ulala Biafra paraha. Oga gogora Hausa, Kaga mata ulala Biafra paraha. Batoma. Yes and
Oh yeah. Igwe bulldozer yago agune agago bulldozer.
Igwe bulldozer mo agune temba biago agune nile. Mwachina marejo. Igwe kwelugo na bochi biago.
Only I can give you 5.
Kwelugo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hit the like button, share, and Facebook viral. Time to give mommy that remote. Okay. I give that the 5 for your account.
Ambassador of Peace.
Give that the 5. Okay.
Someone of the old.
That's my time.
Jehovah. Zuma rock. Unshakable rock. As a Kachukwu Kabiama Nedu and Janalata. Now how to cook Kabiama.
Hallelujah. All right. Thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you for joining us tonight. It is late night program. Thank God it is Saturday. Tomorrow is Sunday, the Lord's Day. And we're going to spend quite a long time tonight. If we want to, of course we will. Otherwise, we hit it, bam, 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 and then we'll go to bed. But otherwise, if you want us to make it long tonight and keep a vigil, I'm all right. I'm okay. We can do it. Tonight, the battle ahead. Donald J. Trump, Nnamdi Kanu, and Simon Ekpa are fully loaded and ready. Somebody say ready. Donald J. Trump, Mpanuku, Mpande Mpa, Donald J. Trump, together with Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa, are fully ready, loaded. BBC and the zoo are panicking. This G that doesn't want to receive deliverance, they are panicking. Nnamdi Kanu had a message from this OG in these zombies. I don't know if this is against community guideline. I hope I am just playing the voice of Nnamdi Kanu. Allow me to play it because Nnamdi Kanu Diego. All Diego, Nnamdi Kanu the too much. All Diego, let me that voice note. No. That voice. I'm modification of that voice. The chef is good. A little bit that voice, very good. Hold on, guys. Here, it's not here. Okay, it's here. Okay. All right, let's go. Listen to his voice.
There are Nigerians, my foot. Baboons and monkeys everywhere. Black people are useless. Very, they cannot reason very well. Nigerians means people who occupy an area that a river is flowing through, the Black River. Niger means nigger, black. Niger is English word for nigger. Nigger is Latin. Niger is French. It means black, hopeless and useless. And heaven knows we are. This Yoji, oh dear me. Very, very useless, I tell you. Black people, hopeless. Answering the name a white man gave to a river. You should be ashamed of all yourselves, all of you. I'm a Nigerian. Look at yourself in the mirror. You will see a baboon or a monkey. Go to the mirror right now and look at yourselves, you Nigerians, and see that you are either looking like a monkey or a baboon. There are Nigerians, my foot. Baboons and monkeys everywhere. Black people are useless. Very, very, they cannot reason very well.
Oh, you do.
Nigerians means people who occupy an area that a river is flowing through, the Black River. Niger means nigger, black. Niger is English word for nigger. Nigger is Latin. Niger is French. It means black, hopeless and useless. And heaven knows we are. This Yoji, oh dear me. Very, very useless, I tell you. Black people, hopeless. Answering the name a white man gave to a river. You should be ashamed of all yourselves.
Oh my God.
I'm a Nigerian. Look at yourself in the mirror. You will see a baboon or a monkey. Go to the mirror right now and look at yourselves, you Nigerians, and see that you are either looking like a monkey or a baboon. There are Nigerians, my foot. Baboons and monkeys everywhere. Black people are useless. Very, very, they cannot reason very well.
They can't reason.
Nigerians means people who occupy an area that a river is flowing through, the Black River. Niger means nigger, black. Niger is English word for nigger. Nigger is Latin. Niger is French. It means black, hopeless and useless. And heaven knows we are. This Yoji, oh dear me. Very, very useless, I tell you. Black people, hopeless. Answering the name a white man gave to a river. You should be ashamed of all yourselves, all of you.
All of you.
I'm a Nigerian. Look at yourself in the mirror. You will see a baboon or a monkey. Go to the mirror right now and look at yourselves, you Nigerians, and see that you are either looking like a monkey or a baboon.
Please let us pray. I don't know, maybe we should have prayed before this, but anyway, I think it's better so that the prayer will now bring you back. This is first of all the message to deliver you, and then the prayer will now deliver you, and then we'll go to the subject proper. Let us pray.
Ezi onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ ime ihe niile, Chukwu okike abịa ma bụ onye anyị na-efe na-agọzi aha nsọ ya, onye ọbụla na ya na-achị, onye mmụọ na mmadụ na-erubere isi, onye ọbụla na ya bụ ọkaka. Ụbọchị ene ka anyị na-etuga eze ebube dị ngọzi, mmalite na ọgwụgwụ, ndị gboo wee tụọ gị ebighị ebi, onye nwe m, ụmụ gị wee gbakọọ n'ụwa niile iwe na ozi ọma nke gị onwe gị n'ezi ha dị n'ọnụ mmadụ dị ndụ na nke ebere dị ngọzi. Anyị wee na-asị na onwe ihe ọbụla nke anyị onwe anyị bụ n'ihi na ọ bụ anụkpa ahụ sọsọ ka mmadụ dị ndụ bụ. Ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ maka na okwu nsọ gị na-adịgị ma ruo mgbe ebighị ebi, n'ihi na okwu gị niile ga-abịarịrị na mmezu. Ọbịa mere Biafra ga-eji wee bịa na mgbe nke anyị. Anyị wee na-akpọkụ wee na-arịọ gị na-asị lekwa ude nke anyị na-asụ n'akwa nke anyị na-ebe ka o metụta gị n'obi. Onye nwe m na Chineke nna nke igwe, biko dịka isi wee napụta ụmụ gị n'ọbụ n'Ijipt gotu ọgbe wezuga ụmụ gị bụ ndị Biafra mgbodo ekwensu bụ zuu nke mmadụ dị ndụ karị. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma na-asị gị n'ime ọnọdụ anyị na-anyị ga-ekele ha nsọ gị, wee nye gị nsọpụrụ n'ụtọ na-eji ama mgbe niile, n'ihi na anyị enweghị chi ọzọ ewezuga gị. Anyị nwe anyị anaghị efe arụsị. Ọbịa mere iji wee na-agọzi nsọmụkwụ anyị niile. Ọbịa mere IPOB ji wee gbaa mgbọrọgwụ n'ụwa niile. Anyị anaghị atụ egwu mmadụ dị ndụ. Anyị wee na-eto gị eze ebube dị ngọzi, sị gị biko gbatara anyị ọsọ enyemaka. Ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye anyị refe nwa anyị bụ isi ala nye, ka i wee napụta ndị gị n'ọbụ nke ekwensu. Anyị wee na-enye gị ofe na nsọpụrụ na ija mma, na-asị lekwa ka ndị iro anyị niile ka kasị wee baa ha ọnụ, ha wee daa hapụ ego ọzọ. obodo ekwensu bụ usu a na ọkwa n'iyi eze ebube dị ngọzi anya ọnwa anyị bụ ụmụ gị wee na-akpọkwa ha nsọ gị na-asị na emeghị iche ọzọ egwezuga gị anyị wee na-aja gị mma wee na-eto gị na-asị onye kere ihe niile kere eke mana onwe onye kere na n'otuto niile na nsọpụrụ niile na ịja mma niile site n'ebighị ebi mara onye ka a na-ajọ gị ise ise ise.
Daddy, thanks, sir. Daddy, thanks, sir. Yeah, you can make it by Gala Nnamdi. Daddy, thanks, sir. Thanks, sir, Daddy. Okay. Men and brethren, I greet you. My name is Raphael Chamaka Jere. By the grace of Chukwu Kikabiama Primi Henile, the acting minister of information, Biafra Republic government in exile. I greet you all, and I bring you good tidings. Yes, of course, good tidings, because the battle ahead is a triumphant battle. The battle ahead, we give Chukwu Kikabiama the glory, because right now, as it were, Trump, the triumphant president, is leading the battle up front. Nnamdi Kanu, the triumphant leader of the Biafran people, is following Donald Trump and making sure victories are assured. Odogu Dimpa Okataka, the dragon, Simon Ekpa, is doing the needful, following the triumphant leader also, to ensure that everything called darkness is exterminated and victory guaranteed. And by reason of the things they have done already, both the zoo, BBC, the baboons and monkeys are panicking. Both the zoo, including BBC, and the baboons and monkeys are panicking. Please join me tonight. I want it to be an open mic. Okay, because there are so many updates, so many. There are some of them I don't know, I have not even catch up with. So that's why we need to always make these programs open mic, so that if there's any update I have not catch up with, you will quickly call in, get in, and then update us, because we are a living episode. I will bring an end to the evil empire. We will close their chapter. We will wrap them up. Thank you for joining me, Plan B. I see a full house. I'm coming. I will welcome everyone. Let me just quickly pin. I know Lolo Ego is watching. Everyone is watching. It's a full house tonight. It's a full house tonight. Let me pin the link, so that while it is an open mic, I think there's a message from Don Azar, the last 1 hour. I don't know. Maybe we'll also go there and listen to Don Azar. Yes. Meanwhile, let us pin, excuse me. Let us pin the link, so that we will have guests come in. Guests can come in, or people can call to the number. Tell your neighbors, tell everyone you know that Pastor Vam have come again. Oh, that Vam have come again. If you are yet to subscribe to the channel, please do so. Subscribe. Okay? Subscribe and follow. Make sure you activate the notification bell, so that whenever Vam makes a post, you will be the first to know. You'll be the first to know. So it's very important. And then the house tonight is comprising of Plan B. Plan B is here. Wonderful evening to Vam. Thank you. Ifeanyi Njoku is here. My case is here. Ego Yibo is here. And we have Osadolo Kingsley. Osarenkwe is here. Thank you. I remember some of our brethren that have been deceived. I just remember one of my Edo brother now. Anyway, Mafiel is here. Thank you for joining. Alex Oko is here. Thank you for joining. Alex Oko, I see you. My case, I see you. Lolo is here. Chibundu Kelechi is watching. I see you. Alex is here. And these are the ones that have made their comments already. And we also have Riri Alex is also here. Nnamdi Ogu is here. We have Celestine On is here. We have Celestine On is here. We've got a full house tonight. Day one for joining us. Yeah, we have Mazi Boniface the man of God from the UK, is also here. Pastor Victor Ogubie is here tonight. Thank you so much. Nigeria is gone. Honestly speaking, Nigeria is finished. Nigeria is finished. Believe you me. Now, the battle is on. And for you to know that this thing is real, everything that is happening is convincing Donald J. Trump, giving him more assurance that whichever step is taken against the terrorist Nigeria government, thank you, Anedo, whatever step is taken is a step towards the right direction. In fact, it is a divine step that he's taking. Now, even in America, as if their threats over Christians in Nigeria was not enough, now they are powering their threats in America. America, where Donald Trump is president. They are threatening. So it is now making Donald Trump to understand. So this Fulani that Nnamdi Kanu is talking about since, it's not only in Nigeria. So they have already spread their wings across in America. Do you know that before if Donald Trump had not come, before the end of this year, Texas will already be having Sharia law. Now, New York, these evil Soros and the demonic powers that try to take over America, they already penetrated New York. New York is the place where Los Angeles, all those places, the place where those Democrats were so powerfully controlling. That is why, even though a terrorist sympathizer show his full color to them in New York, they voted and they aligned with a terrorist inside New York. And the guy is threatening breeding hell and slaughter in America. And you know one funny thing? Donald Trump told them when the guy won, he said, the guy is not wise because he's threatening me. And he forgot that whatever he's going to need are going to come from me. Everything he's going to need to succeed will come from the CNC, the chief in command, the president of the United States, Donald J. Trump. And the bastard is just busy there insulting Trump. And already they are marshalling out their Islamic army in New York. New York residents who already thought that it was a joke by voting him, immediately they saw something different from NYPD traveling, and they already had their vehicles moving around. Those are the people that were planning to either invoke or initiate or give them what it will look like when Sharia law, whatever it is, will take effect according to their mayor. Some of them that voted the bagger, they started complaining. Wait, who are these army men? Who are these policemen? Who are these forces that were not officially NYPD or forces in New York that are now having their vehicle? It's just like in Kano, in Nigeria. Kano State is supposed to be a part of Nigeria. But do you know that there in Kano State, they have what they call the Hizbah? They have their vehicle, they control everybody. If you dress anyhow, they will arrest you. If you have dreadlock, they will pick you up. If you are selling alcohol, they'll pick you up. That one is not Nigeria police. That one is Sharia police. They call them Hizbah. It is available in Kano. That is supposed to be a part of Nigeria, but they have their own Hizbah. And you know, when other states were asking for state police, the government of the zoo rejected it, they canceled it. But in those Sharia states, they have their own state police. If Hizbah is not state police, what is it? In fact, had they been the Hizbah was even fighting crime, it would have been good. But what are they doing? They are enforcing Islamic laws in Kano. So that is to tell you that there is a difference, powers in the same country. So they are bringing it to America. Now, the videos are scattered. If you need to go online and see, let me show you one. I was able to pick up one. Among many, this one just came. It popped up. Normally they pop up. So this one popped up. And then I said, let me use that one as an example. Come and see it. They are in America.
Muslims
In America. So Donald Trump will now, you know why I'm happy that it is happening now and everything is playing out right now, so that Donald Trump will not have any single doubt whatsoever when he's taking decision on how to deal ruthlessly with the terrorists that are killing Christians in Nigeria. And because they are not only unaliving Christians in Nigeria, they are also planning their wickedness. Some of them, a handful of them that are in America, are planning their wickedness in America. And tell me, how are they going to succeed? When Donald Trump in America is taking care of their demonic brothers and sisters in their own countries, Donald Trump is taking care of them. The leaders of Hamas, they were enjoying themselves in Qatar. The buttons were pressed and they were all taken out. You tell me that it is those ones. When those ones in all those hoodlums and all those criminals in Chicago, they have always been operating freely. Donald Trump introduced what they call ICE. He iced all of them up. He iced all of them up immediately. You understand what I mean? Clean up the whole place. Chicago, whereby there is hardly any day where there won't be gun violence in Chicago. Go there now, see. Citizens of America in Chicago are happy. They are grateful to Donald J. Trump. All these ones that are making noise now, they are all one. Thank God Donald J. Trump is just in his first year. He's just in his first year. So tell me how you will contain another 3 years. I'm telling you, you are in for a long ride. Smoke them all out and deal with them ruthlessly. Listen to this bagger. Inside Donald Trump's America, listen to him.
Okay, Mega. It's time that you learn Sharia law. Now that we Muslims are slowly taking over your country, starting with New York, soon, inshallah.
Now that Muslims are taking over your country, so he admits, just like Fulani, all the Fulani own, they are not admitting, but they are come to say that the country is their own. But this one now is telling you, now that Muslims are taking over your country, this place is not his country. Oh, you listen to this monkey, this place is not his country, but he's boldly telling you, now that Muslims are taking over your country. So you are in another man's country, coming to take over another man's country, whereas you have not been able to take over your own country. You are coming to take over another man's country. You see the way they roll? That's how they roll. That's why the more we see this kind of video, the more Donald Trump is, you okay? So these are the things that Nnamdi Kanu has been talking about. These are the things that Simon Ekpa was talking about. And then this, my friend, locked him up in Finland. No. Okay, thank you. All these things are now making sense. They're not making sense. Now listen to him.
Okay, Mega. It's time that you learn Sharia law. Now that we Muslims are slowly taking over your country, starting with New York, soon, inshallah. And then not only are we taking over your country, we're bringing in communism. So you better get used to the idea of giving up your money and share it with the poor. And yeah, just a few things you gotta know about Sharia law. No more pork, so that's that shit has to go. Then you're gonna have to pay some sort of tax for being non-Muslim, of course. And yeah, so it's time to learn some Arabic, and yeah, time to
learn some Arabic. Are you listening to this bagger in Donald Trump's America?
And yeah, so it's time to learn some Arabic, and yeah, time to put your wives in burqas, because that's going to be next. So yeah, so welcome to the Islamic State of America.
Welcome to the Islamic State of America. That's USA. The monkey is bold enough to tell Americans, welcome to the Islamic State of America. So when all these people are doing their propaganda in Nigeria, they think that Trump is not seeing everything. These ones are just confirming to Donald J. Trump. All my project, all my plan to eradicate all these urchins must continue. Unabated. Unabated, it must continue. Unabated. So these are the kind of things that, Donald Trump was speaking to them at the UN, was talking to UK, was telling them that Islam have taken over everywhere. These things are very normal things in UK. And BBC are not interested in addressing these issues. BBC were only busy looking for how they will terminate Donald J. Trump. They were busy looking for how they will terminate Donald J. Trump. They were looking everywhere. To the extent that they now had to come in, cut video where Donald Trump was making his speech. Cut the video, join what Donald Trump said at the end to what he said in the beginning, and made it look like Donald Trump said, I am coming to fight, I'm coming to do this. Or do you know what BBC have done recently again? They came and they said they have apologized and that they withdraw the video. That they withdraw it. When you want to say, thunder fire you, when you look at somebody in the face and say, thunder fire you, you will understand that UK reserve that thunder. They deserve that thunder. Now, do you know that I was just looking at these things? I told them on the space yesterday. I said, so UK, I will play some of those videos. UK is now saying that it was a mistake. We made a mistake, a common mistake. Donald Trump is saying he wants to sue us. We are not going to pay any money. You should not sue us. They were telling their prime minister, go and tell Donald Trump, beg him to withdraw the case. So withdraw that case because he cannot come and collect taxpayers' money. So which money did you use to join the tapes? And what was your intention of joining those tapes? If Donald Trump did not win this election, probably if Americans believed you, that all those things you were saying were true, and they rejected Donald Trump and did not vote for him, at the end of the day, you will pursue all those your lies and propaganda, establish them to be truth, use them against Donald Trump, and finish him completely. Now that you failed, what is supposed to happen? Donald Trump should face you, finish you completely without pity. Without pity. Because all these things you are seeing happening around the world, all this Islamic terrorism, fanatics, they were all encouraged and boosted and pushed forward by Britain. Britain. Do you know that the British government, the religious system in Britain, which is the Anglican Church, do you know that they were selling their churches to Muslims? They were selling, if you go to some big churches, Anglican churches in England, they sold them to Muslims. Even though they sold all those churches to Muslims, it was not enough for them. They were still, praying on the highways, praying in the open field, disrupting life activities, and threatening British people. Some of them, the Prince of England gave them permission, opened the borders, let them come in. And those immigrants, those hardened terrorist immigrants, they were using the same taxpayers' money that they are crying now that they will not use taxpayers' money to pay Donald Trump. They were using those taxpayers' money to keep terrorists in hot hotels, paying for them, giving them money and everything. Those were the things they were doing. So Donald Trump saw all those things and he said, Britain is gone. Donald Trump said London handed over their city to fanatics, terrorists. And the Prince of England, King Charles of England, he actually came out to debunk it. He said Donald Trump is lying, that Britain is a very good place, a safe place. Now, if somebody is carrying a knife in Britain, you're supposed to go to prison. But we have seen videos where Islamic people are carrying knife, using knife to destroy, to fight people, and nothing happened to them. In England, exactly the same thing that terrorist Fulani are doing in Nigeria and getting away with it. They are doing it in London. And the Metropolitan Police are doing nothing about it. Go to Luton in London. Luton in the United Kingdom. Sharia law is almost prevailing over that place. Just like Paris, that Sharia have almost taken over. Do you understand? So Donald Trump knows what he's up against. So that is why all these things that are happening, and with the way BBC is coming to tell Donald Trump it was a mistake. How can you? Only small mistake like doing it. Donald Trump is saying, hey, dude, these people, you people really meant this thing you want to do. I will show you. We are going to defund BBC. We will defund all the terrorists and we will run them out of town. And Donald Trump is capable of doing it. And that's exactly what he's doing. So you have seen that video. Let's see. Maybe we'll have other ones. Oh my God, this video is very powerful. This other one here is very, very powerful. But let me see whether there's other ones I will play before I play that one. Meanwhile, I want you guys to know that today, the 15th of November, there was a massive protest for Nnamdi Kanu. Biafra flags flying very high. So when I tell you that Donald Trump is winning, Nnamdi Kanu is winning, it has come to stay. Biafra has come to stay. I am telling you, at the end of the day, you will see that thing that the enemy thought they will use against Biafra, Biafra will use it in favor of Biafra. These pictures you are seeing now, these flags you are seeing now, it happened today in Abia State, in Aba. That's where it happened. Watch it. Massive now, massive. I don't fight massive. Women, they are women. Today, this is today. Today in Aba. Tell me if IPOB and Biafra Republic government in exile and all this continuous steadfastness will continue. If we did not continue and make sure that our men on ground do the needful, do you think Fulani would have allowed us to have this kind of massive crowd that will come out? Their intention was to overwhelm Biafra. But look, we still have young men in Biafra. We still have able men in Biafra. Men day. That is it. I say men day, now when they see so. To make sure IPOB, Biafra Republic government, make sure arising in the court and speaking like a bold lion. We have a lifeline again. This is happening in our own time. This one is today. Victory. Victory for us. Look at Onyendu himself. Every movement. This one was also today. We are getting pictures from within. Pictures and video clips are coming from within. The victory is, by the time it comes, it will be resounding. These are the things that a hopeless idiot like Ifeanyi Ejiofor never wanted to happen. Ifeanyi Ejiofor never wanted this to happen. Never. How many of you, when our prime minister was telling us, Ifeanyi Ejiofor was the eye of Nigeria in IPOB. Ifeanyi Ejiofor was the eye. I don't know whether I still have that video. Ifeanyi Ejiofor, let me see.
Ejiofor
Hold on.
was the eye of Nigeria.
Hold on. Let me try and put that video on them. Let me see. Let me save it there so that I can easily play it when you need it. Let me quickly show you that. Ejiofor never wanted this to happen. Do you remember? Ah, okay. If you just didn't remember, I'll remind you again. To make sure.
Ejiofor was the eye of Nigeria in IPOB. All the commanders that died, Ejiofor was part of the eyes. Ejiofor entered IPOB, and Nnamdi Kanu was taking him as a lawyer, and he became the eye of the Nigeria government in IPOB. He became the eye of Umahi in IPOB.
You remember? So this is just, sometimes I try showing you some of this down memory lane. So you see that Onyendu is showing up. When Onyendu, the first day Onyendu spoke in the court, Ejiofor came out and said it was abominable. You remember? Do you people remember? That was an abomination. How can he speak? How can they allow him to speak? Nnamdi Kanu is not only speaking, he's sacking and removing senior advocates. Wait, let me do this, because their plan was to use you people to silence me and make you people be saying law, where there is no law. He will stand up and tell you, you people don't know your law. You don't know law. Something that the senior advocate cannot boldly say. Will the senior advocate come up and tell Nigerian government, you don't know law, you don't know? No, they will still be speaking according to their own law. But Nnamdi Kanu stood up boldly. You think Britain will give you order to jail me and you will jail me? You are dreaming. Those were from Nnamdi Kanu. And with Ejiofor, that would never, ever has happened. With Ejiofor, this goodness and mercy we are about to enjoy, or we are already enjoying through Donald J. Trump. With Ejiofor, it would have been a no way, no go area with Ejiofor. But today, look at Nnamdi Kanu. Just look at Nnamdi Kanu. Something you talk about. Okay.
How are you?
The way they are, respecting him, greeting him, appreciating him. Oh, bube na ngozi na agari bobo maka. Bube na esi agari bobo. These are the things that happen. So the victory is going to be massive. Believe me. If you don't know before, prepare for it. Get ready for it. There are many videos out there, but hold on. Let me see whether we should listen to this one first. Hold on. Now, Donald Trump said this.
United States.
He said this, I think that was in his first tenure. He recommended this. And everybody was talking against it. I said, Donald Trump, But today, I'm telling you, this thing he said some time ago is going to make sure it becomes very effective. With all these videos coming up and with all these activities and the actions of BBC, Donald J. Trump will make sure that this particular thing he said here, he takes it up and makes sure they uphold this particular decision. Listen to what he said.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on.
Honestly, does anybody know what the hell is going on? Does anybody know what the hell is going on? Does anybody know? So it has to shut down so that everybody will know to figure out what the hell is going on. Yeah, they need to know what the hell is going on. Let's hear him say it again.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on. You have no choice.
They have no choice. They have to. I know that decision he has to take it now. He has to do what?
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on.
You have no choice.
You have no choice.
No. No choice, because with all these things going on, he's seen everything. With all the things going on in Nigeria, people that have seen, people with evidence of what has happened to them. Do you know the narratives, what they are doing now in Nigeria? I saw some of the videos and I laugh. Police in the north, they will bring some ragtag people. Some of them will come and say, they paid me to go and bomb churches, so that when I bomb them, I will come and say it is Muslim that bombed it. That's what they are doing now. Propaganda. They've started it. Fulani. Fulani. And then they'll catch some people. They say, we have caught them. These are the people that bomb. They are the people that massacre people in Plateau. They are Christians, so they did it, and they are now confessing that they did it so that they will implicate Muslims. I'm telling you. That is like, seriously? Like, seriously? When already Fulani people like Garuba have admitted openly and told them, look, what we see is genocide, Christian massacre. When the way they unalive people, it is so cruel. People that have seen it from years before now, even before now, when there was nothing like all these Muslim ticket or whatever. They have taken record of it. Do you think any of this propaganda will hold any water? It can't hold water, because all the evidence that Donald Trump have, they are not only evidence from now, they are evidence from the past. Your antecedents, things that you have always been doing, your capabilities that is well known. So it's not hidden. So you won't begin to hide it now and convince us to believe that what the narratives you are trying to change, that they are true. You can't, because already we caught you. We've nipped you on the board. You can't wiggle out. There's no way. So we've seen all of them, all their propaganda. But already the facts are being held. Facts and figures are being noted and held. Facts. Concrete facts. Believe me. Right. So let's see what we've got here. Come and see. First of all, let me look for this video. I shared it. Let me look for that video where that man was saying it was a mistake. This video, should we play? This one is 14 minutes. We'll play this one later. We'll play that 14 minutes video later. Let's see. Let's see what we've got here. Oh my goodness me. I love this American lady that is preparing with Donald J. Trump to come. She showed them what she will eat. And again, somebody did this satire or this AI video of what Donald Trump is ready to do. What Donald Trump is ready to do to what do you call them? BBC. You know, and Donald Trump have confirmed that, man, I'm coming. I'm going to make sure it happens. I'm going to deal with them. Let's see. Listen to this. Everything is just working in our favor. I'm telling you, both those that are doing satire, those that are doing propaganda, everything, all of them, it will be a win-win. I love this one. Let's see.
Yeah. This one's for all my Brits. Paying that license fee. What a scam, right? We're taking it back. Yo, I'm Trump on the track with the West Coast glow. Got the BBC shook, they don't want that smoke. Panorama cut my speech, fake news on repeat. Now I'm dropping true bombs, straight heat, no tweet. They edited the piece, left the fire in place. Now they're facing the lawsuit, $1 billion disgrace. They call it public service, I call it state control. You funding lefty lies with your telly remote, bro. BBC pay me $1 billion, okay. Gonna make the beat kneel, hear 'em pray. Fake news down, reform UK. Trump's in town, make the BBC pay. BBC pay me $1 billion, okay. Gonna make the beat kneel, hear 'em pray. Fake news down, reform UK. Trump's in town, make the BBC pay. Bloated buyers broken, that's their brand. Cut the feed, I'm the one they can't stand. Taxpayers crying while we paying this junk. I said cancel your license, roll with Trump. They call me the Don, the media slayer. Sue them so hard, they'll need a prayer. 10 p.m. deadline, Friday night show. BBC sweating, cameras won't roll. BBC pay me $1 billion.
BBC is sweating, cameras won't roll. I love that. BBC is sweating, cameras won't roll. Oh my God, repeat that, man.
Make the big deal, hear them pray. Fake news down, reform UK. Trump's in town, make the BBC pay. Bloated buyers broken, that's their brand. Cut the feed, I'm the one they can't stand. Taxpayers crying while we paying this junk. I said cancel your license, roll with Trump. They call me the Don, the media slayer. Sue them so hard, they'll need a prayer. 10 p.m. deadline, Friday night show. BBC sweating, cameras won't roll. BBC pay me $1 billion, okay. Gonna make the big meal, hear them pray. Truth don't sleep and lies don't stay. We drain swamps even in the UK. BBC pay me $1 billion, okay. Gonna make the big meal, hear them pray. Truth don't sleep and lies don't stay. We drain swamps even in the UK. Yo.
We are draining swamps even in the UK. Oh my God, the lines are just deep.
Billion, okay, gonna make the big meal, hear them pray. Truth don't sleep and lies don't stay. We drain swamps even in the UK. BBC pay me $1 billion, okay. Gonna make the big meal, hear them pray. Truth don't sleep and lies don't stay. We drain swamps even in the UK. Yo, they said I couldn't do it internationally. Now look, they shaking in London. I got my legal team, I got my coffee, I got my truth, and I'm coming for that check. Big banging, ringing, BBC cringing, reform on deck, and the crowd starts singing. Truth to the world, no matter what they say. President Trump, make the BBC pay. Hey, yeah, beautiful lawsuit, folks. They lied, we sued, they paid. It's gonna be tremendous.
The BBC are done, man. I love that, man. They are done. They are done, man. You know what I mean? Donald J. Trump come today. All right, let's see. There's so many things that are getting very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Believe me, very, very interesting. All right, all right. Do you know that even Kemi, Auntie Kemi, the Yoruba woman in London, he's blasting. I think I'm looking for that video. I'm looking for the video where Kemi actually was blasting because our sister Lisa was saying it. I don't know what. I'm looking for that video where Kemi actually. I don't know if anybody has it. I don't know if anybody has it. I don't know if anybody has it. Let's see. All right. Okay, let's see what this senator said here.
They can never gain power again. If they gain power, them in the Senate right now is pledged to nuke the filibuster. I can't imagine a Democrat Senate for Senate candidate not having to pledge that. So when they gain power, and that's what we need to prevent, they can never gain power again. If they gain power, they'll nuke the filibuster to maintain power. So I agree with President Trump. We've got a lot to accomplish. You can tell by the way they're obstructing. They are keeping government shut because they don't want the economy to do well. They don't want President Trump to get credit for these things. So they will obstruct every good piece of legislation President Trump and Republicans want to pass. So we better act first. That's the bottom line. We will use the 50-vote threshold for good things, to fully secure the border, secure our elections, to hopefully repair the damage done by Obamacare, transition to a system that actually works, have economic...
These are the demons. You see this Schumer? These ones are the demons that will not give up. I don't know these people. They behave like people that actually drink blood. These guys are mean. They are ready to bring down America just to stop Donald Trump. Okay, So that's why the Democrats are saying we are going to take advantage and make sure that actually we win this, and then we'll secure our America. Now, even Obama has been busted again. This is the video. I have the video here. Obama has been busted again. And then let's see what Ted Cruz said here.
You're shining a light on that. The White House. It makes me angry to now see what's happening in Nigeria. You're shining a light on that. The White House is doing that as well. And the American people need to know what's going on.
Yeah, listen, radical Islamic terrorists, they hate Christians and they hate Jews. And they have murdered vast numbers of Christians. They have murdered vast number of Jews. They continue to do so. And they also murder a significant number of Muslims. Radical Islamic terrorists, if you don't embrace their radical jihadist view, their ideology justifies violence or even murder to force you to submit. And the 13 years I've been in the Senate, I've spent a lot of time fighting for persecuted Christians all across the globe, especially those being persecuted by radical Islamic terrorists. Boko Haram, that is in Nigeria, is a vicious radical Islamic terrorist group. And if you look at, there is no country on planet Earth where more Christians have been murdered in the last 20 years than Nigeria. Since 2009, more than 50,000 Christians have been murdered in the country of Nigeria. In that same time period, more than...
I mean, literally, these Christians are being hunted down.
Yeah, they absolutely are.
Wow. Man, the heat is on. These people are not slowing down. All the propaganda is even making them more angry and more annoyed. More annoyed. You see? More annoyed. Let's see what Trump said here.
To me, in 1982, it's not politically correct. I'll be very badly criticized for saying it, but I'm here to tell the truth. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. In 1982, the executive director of the United Nations Environmental Program predicted that by the year 2000, climate change would cause a global catastrophe. He said that it will be irreversible, as any nuclear holocaust would be. This is what they said at the United Nations. What happened? Here we are. Another UN official stated in 1989 that within a decade, entire nations could be wiped off the map by global warming. Not happening. You know, it used to be global cooling. If you look back years ago in the 1920s and the 1930s, they said, global cooling will kill the world. We have to do something. Then they said global warming will kill the world, but then it started getting cooler, so now they could just call it climate change, because that way they can't miss. It's climate change. Because if it goes higher or lower, whatever the hell happens, there's climate change. It's the greatest con job ever perpetrated on the world, in my opinion. Climate change, no matter what happens, you're involved in that. No more global warming, no more global cooling. All of these predictions made by the United Nations and many others, often for bad reasons, were wrong. They were made by stupid people that have cost their countries fortunes and given those same countries no chance for success. If you don't get away from this green scam, your country is going to fail. And I'm really good at predicting things, you know. They actually said during the campaign, they had a hat, the best-selling hat. Trump was right about everything. And I don't say that in a braggadocious way, but it's true. I've been right about everything. And I'm telling you that if you don't get away from the green energy scam, your country is going to fail.
So he's virtually exposing all the crime, all the scam that's been going on. Now, I want to establish that fact of the lies they told. Okay, now, after I play this video, I will show you what they said was a lie. Now listen to this guy. This guy is an apologist for BBC. Let's hear what he said, and then let's bring what he said was a lie, actually. So I don't know where this is at on my screen. Let me get it over here. So please, let's see.
To the substance of that. But first of all, the principle of the American president throwing his weight around in this way, threatening to sue a public service broadcaster in this country for the amount that he's threatening to sue it for, I think is disgraceful. I think it could have a very serious chilling effect on free speech. We're constantly told that people on the right, not everyone, are absolutely glued to the principle of free speech. And if people think that the American president, the leader of the most powerful democracy in the world, is going to sue people, then I think that has a fundamental issue for free speech. On the substance of the BBC mistake, and it certainly was a mistake.
Are you hearing that? He said, under these circumstances of mistake, and he said it certainly was a mistake. Just, yeah, I'm going to play that mistake for you. I have it saved somewhere.
The BBC mistake, and it certainly was a mistake that they have apologised for, and I think rightly so. I do not believe, and I worked at the BBC for 8.5 years, almost entirely.
This one worked for 8.5 years for BBC. Now, while he's still on the screen talking this nonsense, I want to bring that video that he called a mistake. Let's have it here. Of course, Donald Trump is going to sue the hell out of them.
We're going to walk down.
Hold on, sir. Hold on, sir. Okay. Now, on the screen here, you are seeing two videos. One is the first one here. Well, let me show you guys. Wait, let me. Okay, wait. Okay. Oh, you're not going to be seeing my mouse anyway. The one on my left side here, on this side, is the doctored one. Then the one on my right is the original one. So listen to these two videos and tell me how this editing is actually a mistake. Because this thing, they actually did it in 22 seconds. But these 22 seconds you're listening to now is actually a joiner, is something that they join together of a difference of almost 1 hour speech. They cut out and cut off and joined. Something deliberately done in a studio. And the reason why it was done is not far-fetched. You know the reason why. This is when Donald Trump, after the election in 2020, Donald Trump, who knew that he won that election, who knew that there were so many rigging, so many manipulations, he knew. But these people, they were ready. They were ready to do everything, including bringing what they called COVID to scatter everywhere. You understand? So now listen to this video. Listen to the both of them. It is in 22 seconds.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you. And we fight. We fight like hell.
Did you hear that? This edited one says, we're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you, and we'll fight. We'll fight like hell. You see that you are not even going to notice that this thing was an edited video until you listen to the second part of it. I'll start it again. Listen.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you. And we fight. We fight like hell. We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women.
Did you hear that? We're going to walk down to the Capitol and we will cheer on to our senators, our brave men and women. That was what he said. But BBC cut out a whole lot of interesting subject that Trump was telling his people. And then they brought this wicked, malicious, evil propaganda that this idiot who has worked with BBC for how many years, 8 years like he claimed, is calling a mistake. He said they have apologized. So they just like, seriously? It's just like what's happening. Exactly the same thing Fulani is doing. They go, they massacre people, they kill people, they burn houses. And then you hear Shetima and all those useless idiots like the Sultan of Sokoto coming to say, we are one Nigeria, we must live in peace. Then you hear Shetima saying, embrace peace, embrace peace. God punish you now. Thunder, fire all of you, you idiots, blood-sucking demons. After they massacre people And they are not going to stop massacring people. They're going to continue. But they tell you, just embrace peace. How did they prove it? They proved it by the young man called Jackson in Adamawa. Jackson went to his farm. As he was about cultivating his farm, a Fulani terrorist came with knife, dagger, took him. Thank God he didn't took him where he could not recover quickly. Jackson was able to recover quickly, grabbed the knife with which he took him. He did not allow him to choke him the second time. Jackson took the knife and did the needful, ended the life of the man that wanted to end his own life. And it happened, and Jackson had very serious injury from the injury of the knife. You know what happened? Jackson, who saved his life by unaliving the person that came to unalive him, is now on death row. You know what they asked him? They say, when you recover the knife from him, you should have run away. Why didn't you run? What if that guy succeeded in unaliving Jackson? Who will run away? The killer will run away. And even if they hold him, they will do nothing. We have seen videos whereby they cut off people's hands. There's one video I saw. The Fulani blood-sucking demon cut off some boy's hand in the farm. He was having the hand in his hand that he cut off. The law enforcement agents that were talking to him, they were asking, why did you do this thing? He said, it is the devil. He said, he is sorry. I am sorry. What? Like, just like that? You cut off his hand because he told you to leave his farm and do not feed your cow with his crops. You decided to chop off his hand. And then the boy ran and called the law enforcement agent. They arrested this man who did not even run away. The Fulani boy did not run away because he knew that nothing would happen to him. Do you know that today, that Fulani boy, nothing happened to him? The other guy have lost his limb. And that's it. That's how it happens. The same thing with BBC. So BBC and Fulani are the same thing, controlled by the same demon, ruled by the same kingdom, possessed by the same spirit. Because had it been Donald Trump, did not win election, I'm telling you, Donald Trump's own is finished. Do you know that up till now, they are still looking for videos that they will use to implicate Donald Trump with what they call the Epstein file. They're looking for video. I even heard somebody saying, they have seen videos where Donald Trump was sucking bola. I'm telling you, they are still looking for things they will use against Donald Trump. As they're claiming that they are apologized though, because they failed on this one, and Donald Trump is capitalizing on it, making sure that they will pay. If possible, shut down BBC so that it will not exist again. Just the same way we want to shut down Nigeria so that the word Nigeria will be deleted. Then everybody will now answer their own name. Everybody will answer their papa name. Do you understand? So BBC and Fulani terrorists, one and the same papa, the same demon controlling them. He said it was a mistake. I will play this video again. Tell me how it's a mistake. Because they used this video where Donald Trump said, I will fight. They now sent people into Capitol Hill, into the government houses. The law enforcement agents that were there, we saw videos where they were opening the gates and allowing these protesters to go in and scatter everywhere. Some of them were actually Democrats. They did it and they were recorded. And after they did it, they called some group, they called them Antifa. Those of you in America will know them, the Antifa group. Some of them are drug peddlers that came in from South America. They came into the US. And then that day, as they were ready to edit, as they edited this Donald Trump, this thing, they were using those videos to say, you see Donald Trump, he's the one that sent them. He sent them. He said, I will be there with you. I'll fight. I'll fight. And then at the end of the day, everybody found out that this was, what were BBC thinking? What were they thinking? You know, in their mind, Donald Trump will never ever smell the white seat. And they will use many, many things and propaganda to cover up this story. Even if Donald Trump came, if he did not win this presidency, if he came and went to fight in the court, just like today, Wike and the APC, are controlling the judges in Nigeria. Through Wike, they have been able to build houses for judges, Federal High Court judges, them Omotosho and the rest of them. Wike built houses for them, so that whatever Wike want, whatever APC wants, they get. So you will be judge. Maybe you have a small bungalow, you just have, then the government build a mansion for you. They'll build mansion for you as a corrupt judge, senior advocate. So the people that build mansion for you, they control you. Like Wike, somebody like Wike. Wike does not want Nnamdi Kanu to see the light of the day, because he knows that Nnamdi Kanu seeing the light of the day will spare doom for him. So with Omotosho handling the case the way he handled it, you remember when Nnamdi Kanu was calling people like Wike as witnesses, Omotosho did not want to even admit some of those, cases our leader Nnamdi Kanu applied for. That's the reason why Nnamdi Kanu withdraw, because he knew that the way they were going, if he continued like that, they would never allow him to get to the point where those people will come. So he withdrew it. He was planning, knowing to see what Omotosho was planning. Then he decided to remove his own senior advocates that were just behaving like people that were sleeping in the court, talking small. Say, no. I need to vibrate like a lion here. I don't need all this nonsense. See, today, the thing is paying off, because Nnamdi Kanu is now coming to tell them, if I know the way this case will go, if you will admit all these particular plea, all these particular objections I have brought in, then I will continue, because I have people that I want to call for witnesses. Not only all these wicked, there are witnesses that will come from Kenya. Witnesses will come from US. Witnesses will come from all over the world. But if I don't know the law with which you want to judge me and every other thing, then there is no need for me insisting on these witnesses, because it will make no sense anymore, because you want to use a law that does not exist to conclude on my issue. Do you understand? So that's how they roll. Corruption. So you cannot admit that it is BBC Britain that taught Fulani the way, the modus operandi of corruption. It is BBC. And when we talk about Britain, we're talking about BBC. Media propaganda. That's what's playing out here. So let me play it again so that you understand what we're talking about. What this shameless journalist is saying is a mistake. Listen to it again.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you. And we fight. We fight like hell.
You see, that is what they said Donald Trump said. That's what BBC said Donald Trump said. But now listen very well to what Donald Trump actually said.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women.
That's what Donald Trump actually said. Now they come and they say, we apologize. While they are claiming that they apologize, Donald Trump is saying this. They never know what's in there.
BBC has apologized and retracted the report, but they say they won't pay any compensation. Is that enough?
We'll sue them for anywhere between $1 billion and $5 billion.
We will sue them anywhere between $1 billion and $5 billion. And that will be happening anytime next week. Listen to Donald Trump. BBC said they have apologized and they have withdrawn their thing. Donald Trump said, we will sue them. For apologizing means that they have admitted already. They know that. They know that that's what they are not even denying it. And they are saying it is a mistake because they have already been caught red-handed. They apologize. That their apology is what is going to destroy them. They apologize. Their apology is what will destroy them. God have mercy. It's just like Fulani coming now to tell Nnamdi Kanu, we apologize for all we did to you. We kidnapped you from Kenya. We apologize. We apologize. We unalived 28 people in your compound when you didn't jump bail, but we lied that we jumped bail. We apologize. And then after they finish, they apologize, they'll say, let us embrace peace and live together as one Nigeria. Thunder, destroy all of you. That's exactly what BBC is trying to do. We apologize. He should forget it. He cannot bring down the BBC because we are their greatest ally. Who ally help? Dara.
BBC has apologised and retracted the report, but they say they won't pay any compensation.
We'll
Is that
sue
enough?
them. We'll sue them for anywhere between $1 billion and $5 billion, probably sometime next week.
So you're ready?
We will sue them something between $1 billion and $5 billion. So it's not even $1 billion. Donald Trump is looking up to $5 billion. Man, a guy will be $5 billion richer, man. $5 billion richer. At the end of it all, BBC must pay. They must pay. They must pay. They must pay. Now let's hear the journalist that is telling you that it was a mistake. What you just watch now, that's what this shameless man said it was a mistake. I want to play it from the top. Listen to him.
To the substance of that. But first of all, the principle of the American president throwing his weight around in this way, threatening to sue a public service broadcaster in this country for the amount that he's threatening to sue it for, I think is disgraceful. I think it could have a very serious chilling effect on free speech.
He said he thinks it is disgraceful. Are you guys hearing him? Do you hear the insult? He said it is disgraceful. People that should be ashamed, that are disgraced. It's just like Nigeria. You know, Donald Trump called Nigeria a now disgraced nation. It is not only Nigeria that is disgraced. BBC, Britain, is also disgraced. People that have disgraced themselves is calling Donald Trump, who is taking his own right, who has actually been vindicated by God. He's saying that Donald Trump is disgraceful. In fact, Donald Trump, if you didn't hear this one before, come and hear. Oh. Some people should start tagging Donald Trump in the comment section. Those of you on Twitter. This man is actually insulting Donald Trump on top of the one they did, though. He's doing more. He's telling Donald Trump that he is disgraceful. Hey, Donald Trump, if you were thinking before that maybe there were some nice people in their midst, they are the same thing with Fulani. There is nothing nice about them. He's actually saying that you are disgraceful. That's what he just said now. Listen to him.
The amount that he's threatening to sue it for, I think, is disgraceful. I think it could have a very serious. I think is disgraceful. I think it could have a very serious. I think is disgraceful. I think it could have a very serious chilling effect on. I think is disgraceful. I think it could have a very serious chilling effect on free speech. We're constantly told that people on the right, not everyone, are absolutely glued to the principle of free speech.
Now, the principle of free speech, is that what gave you the audacity to edit somebody saying, this is people I just know, my God. The principle of free speech, is that what gave you the audacity to edit somebody's message and put it in a light that the world will now hate him and see him as one who is fighting people for no reason? He will fight. I'll fight as her. And then there was a fight. There was some bad things that went on. And then everything is now on him because of what you did. And you are calling it free speech? Oh!
Absolutely glued to the principle of free speech. And if people think that the American president, the leader of the most powerful democracy in the world, is going to sue people, then I think that has a fundamental issue for free speech. On the substance.
Okay, so, actually, what they were thinking? They were thinking that, after all, we can do it. He is, he was the president of the United States. Because they never intended for him to become the president at that time, because they were doing all these things to make sure he doesn't become president. And even if he was going to fight for that election that time, to make sure he doesn't win it. Now he's saying that, so if he's president, he shouldn't sue you people. The people can do anything to him and destroy his life, and he would not fight back as president of America. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you.
then I think that has a fundamental issue for free speech. On the substance of the BBC mistake, and it certainly was a mistake that they have apologised for, and I think rightly so, I do not believe, and I worked at the BBC for 8.5 years, almost entirely in news, I do not believe that it was malicious. The BBC have said...
He said he does not believe that it is malicious. Chineke, I have not even heard this part of it. Oh. Did you hear that? So BBC did it in good faith. BBC edited that thing and they did it as a love message for Donald Trump. They loved Donald Trump so much, they had to edit his message and said, he said this way, whereas he didn't say it, so that people will get angry with him and fight him and call him bad names. He said it was not malicious. These people are cruel, man. Chineke.
8.5 years, almost entirely in news. I do not believe that it was malicious. The BBC have said themselves it was not malicious, and as we understand it...
Now, you see, now. I want you guys to listen to me. Listen to me. You see why you will not be surprised when they tell you, Fulani tell you, there is no Christian genocide. Now, this shameless idiot is saying that he doesn't think it was malicious. And he said, even BBC has said it was not malicious. So, if BBC said it, yes, it has to be that way. It's just like the Fulani government in Nigeria. They said, there is no Christian genocide. There's no Christian genocide. Christians are not being targeted. And then one shameless man that Tucker Carlson interviewed, the bagger said that he has friends in the government. The foreign affairs minister is his friend. And he wanted to hear the government side or the government stand. So anything the government say, whatever way they said it, however they said it, as far as they said it, it has to stand because that's what the government said. Damn the consequences, damn the realities on ground, damn the people that are victims on ground, damn the, Yelewata massacre, damn the 500 people that were buried in mass graves, damn the 300 and something people that were burnt to death, including small children. Small children were burnt. The video that Very Dark Man did in Yelewata, I will upload it later. And I'll try and pin it to my X so that it will remain there. That video, they didn't allow it to stay on YouTube, neither did they allow it to stay on Instagram. They removed it. And then the Fulani people are saying there was no Christian genocide. Even the Pope cried out and said Christians were massacred in Yelewata. And this shameless man is saying, because they said it, it has to be that way. BBC did something very, very bad. Then somebody is saying it was not a malicious thing. It was not malicious. So even BBC have said it. Are you not, human enough to know that what BBC did was bad and come out and say, no, it is malicious. Even if you want to beg, for example, if you want to beg somebody, you want to apologize, first and foremost, you must admit the crime you committed and how terrible that crime is. On that particular pedestal, we can begin to talk. But if you do not admit your crime, now already you are not admitting your crime. You are saying you don't think it is malicious. BBC have already said it. So what you are saying that Donald Trump, please, what you are saying is not just right. Forget about it. It was not malicious. Yeah, somebody's greeting me. Longest time, Daniel Listus. Who lists? Thank you so much. Longest time. Welcome back to Vam 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 Show. This is unbelievable. Now let's listen to him. Please, so many of you that have been running away from Vam Vam Vam, tell them the gospel of truth and light and life is being brought on the platform. We are not gossipers. We are actually bringing the good news, the truth, So forget about all those people that are gossiping and talking rubbish, insulting the prime minister, insulting Biafrans, dragging position and dragging, what they are not. Please listen to this gospel and share it and let everybody hear it. This is dumbfounding. Can you imagine this?
I do not believe that it was malicious. The BBC have said themselves it was not malicious. And as we understand it, libel law in America, defamation law in America, you have to prove malice, or malice has to be a part of it.
Hey, okay, how do you prove that it is not malicious? Is it because the person said it? Now, you said you edited a message and it was Donald Trump said he was going to fight. What was the reason if it is not malicious? Because Donald Trump was not going to fight. Okay, you just edited it for the fun of it and you put it out there and it was there for a long time, and that was the narrative that was being used against Donald Trump. In fact, lawsuits, they were raising laws. They wanted to sue Donald Trump. They wanted to just ban him. They wanted to revamp the judicial system just the way Tinubu have revamped the judicial system to suit him and put all his OESers in the judges of America so that everything will happen in their own favor. Now you are quoting American law that in the libel law of America, you have to prove that there is malice. Now, so Donald Trump, for that thing to be a crime, he has to prove that there is malice. Don't worry now. Let's get to court. Donald Trump will prove it to you that there is malice. Donald Trump will prove to you that it is not just malice, it is coated and wrapped around malice. So if that is the evidence you need, just wrap yourself and then get to court. Okay?
In America, defamation law in America, you have to prove malice, or malice has to be a part of it. Now, what does malice mean in this context? Malice would mean that the BBC, in this case an independent production company, because they produced the Panorama, was sitting there thinking, how can we defame Trump? How can we, to use the word you used earlier, and I don't think it's the right word, doctor this footage to make Trump look bad?
I'm tired of explaining. I need somebody to come in and help me to explain more. I'm tired. I don't want to talk. This guy is annoying me. I don't want to talk again. Let's just listen to him and then I'll be done. If there's anybody that wants to say anything about it, please come up. Please, just do. Or you call me on the phone. Yeah, and I'm done, man.
And I don't think it's the right word. Doctor this footage to make Trump look bad. I don't believe that's what they did. I think they made an editorial misjudgment. And unfortunately, where you have human beings, and the BBC is staffed by thousands of human beings, sometimes, and you've worked in broadcasting, both of you, for years, as have I, sometimes you make mistakes. And when you make mistakes, particularly if you're the BBC, where there absolutely should be impartiality and accuracy, you apologise, and that's what they've done. The idea you pay money for it is absurd.
But this is...
I'm done. I'm done analyzing this. Someone else can help me. Please, I have a phone number if there's anybody, because I'm going to go and show something else. We have a phone number, is there, rolling down there. And the link, I believe, is pinned also on YouTube. In case you are not seeing it, I will bring it up again. I will just put it on the comment section just right now. And you can just come up. And because honestly, this one, I know fits. No. It's unbelievable. No. It's enough. Please. No. There was a pastor here. Which pastor was this? Wow, this pastor. This pastor was a breath of fresh air. Man, that guy was a breath of fresh air. I think we listened to it in our last program. We listened to this one also. Now, I want you to listen to the governor of Benue State. Is it? No, I think this is the governor of Plateau State. This is the governor of Plateau State. Listen to what he had to say. All these things that Fulani are debunking. Listen to the governor of Plateau State, the governor that has been at the receiving end, that his people are being buried in mass graves. Listen to what the governor of Plateau State had to say.
What has happened on the plateau is not a clash between farmers and herders. Please hear me and hear me well. What has been happening is genocide, and I want the international community to note it. We think we know those behind it.
Okay.
We are coming after them.
Now, you think Donald Trump will see this video, Ted Cruz will see this video, and everyone that will see this video, knowing fully well that the man is a governor? Do you think they will go to the states, to the president, to come and tell them, give them permission to meet this governor? No. They will send their men, they will send their people, which I believe they've already done, because this man actually said here that we know the people that are responsible. We know them. The governor of Plateau State. So Ted Cruz and his people on ground, those on ground, have done their research, investigation. They've met with these people. They've gotten details of everything they need to know. Everything they need to know, they've gotten it. So anything that they are acting on and they will be acting on is based on intels that are 125 or 1000% accurate. Accurate intel. Accurate. 100% accurate. Believe me. No gainsaying. Listen again to the governor of the state where there have always been mass burial. And it is not mass burial of Muslims, mass burial of Christians in Plateau State.
What has happened on the plateau is not a clash between farmers and herders. Please hear me and hear me well. What has been happening is genocide.
Okay.
And I want the international community to note it.
Uh-huh.
We think we know those behind it.
They know them.
We are coming after them.
Okay.
Already a number of arrests have been made. And we know that those arrested are only agents of the masterminds behind this attack.
Aha.
And we know that there are powerful forces behind them. By the great.
Well, when.
What has happened on the plateau is not a clash between.
So, thank you, sir. You've heard it. You heard it. They know the people and they will go after them. And the funny thing is that when they are ready to go after them, the state government would not allow them to go after them. They will say, no, no. They will stop them. Let me see. There is a video I saw on Joseph Okechukwu's page. I need to go there because I was thinking I shared it. Oh, very funny. I couldn't see it there. Wanted. Who wants Donald Trump? Okay, wanted in Nigeria to save Christians. That's a good one. That is a good picture. How many of you are seeing that? It's a very good one from Joseph Okechukwu's page. Wanted in Nigeria to save Christians. Donald J. Trump. Approach with Department of War. Nice one. Nice one. Okay, this. Okay, we have a mommy. Okay, you want to make contribution? I should put you on speaker. Good, I'll put you right away. Okay.
Okay.
Mommy, you are on speaker.
Okay, on my TV.
Yes, on your TV so people can hear you from the speaker here.
Oh, okay. Okay. Hello, the world. Hello, dear friends. Hello, people of good conscience. This is, I don't know, calling in from Long Beach, California. Have I cut it out okay?
Yeah, very loud, mommy.
Okay. So, you know what? It's only anyone who does not know who the British are that would be buying this their jargon. If you know the real British, the only British you can trust is the clinically dead one. Hear me good. The clinically dead one, the one that CPR and AED cannot resuscitate.
Okay.
That will tell you how cunning these people are.
Oh my
They
God.
went around the world, moving boundaries, creating havoc all over the world.
Okay.
They think we are still in those centuries. People have gotten wiser now. Britain, stay away. You cannot control the whole world anymore.
Yeah.
Your queen is dead.
Yes.
Your queen created all the havoc. And now she's in the tomb. So your power is gone. Britain, leave the rest of the world alone. To advance according to the will God has given them. You went to India and Pakistan, you moved, there's problem there, Iran and Iraq. You came to Nigeria. There was nothing like Nigeria. Prior to you coming,
yes,
there were 3 nations. Britain, let me remind you, if you don't know. Let me start by telling you that Queen Elizabeth was 25 years old when his dad died of heart attack.
Okay.
And she assumed the throne. So anybody at 25 years old should know the difference between good and evil. All what you guys are doing are premeditated because you're so greedy. You're so greedy. Look at what you have done to the rest of the world. But let me tell you, what betide you, Britain?
Yes.
You know that little snake you have been raising, it has grown into a python and it's ready to engulf you. Look at what's happening in Britain. Look at the no-go areas. Look at the Sharia being practiced there.
Yes.
Sharia does not begin in the market. It begins in the home.
Yes.
Why can't you fix your home? Britain, leave the rest of the world alone. Leave them alone.
Yes.
But no, you're moving around, creating havoc here and there, telling lies. The Takia, you told the Fulanis, that's what they are practicing. That same Takia, you're bringing to a whole Donald Trump.
Can you imagine that?
You think Donald Trump does not know the difference between defamation and otherwise? When you guys were cutting and joining, you now agree they can make mistakes, but if that mistake is detrimental to that person, that mistake is caused, you think it will not harm that person because you think Britain, because you think you own the whole world. But listen, Britain, you will end up a dunghill. The United Kingdom. You see the United Kingdom, you guys think you are? It will break into pieces, just like you've broken other people. UK will be broken. Every kingdom will go on its own. And you will be starved. You will die of cold because Africa is rising. Africa, the young generation who now know what it is. The internet, you think we don't know anything anymore. Gone are those days with your indirect rule. You come in, you set up your puppets. You set up your puppets and you're indirectly, you give us flag independence. What kind of independence is that? That's what you get to Nigeria. They cannot even govern themselves. You were still governing them from your home office. How ridiculous can that be? How ridiculous? Britain, it's about time you go sit down because gone are those days. You were challenging everyone. Everybody was listening to you. Queen Elizabeth, you know the difference. You know all the gold bars, all the treasures you stole from Africans. They are there. I thought when you will die, they will bury you in the gold carriage. Why did they bury you in that gold carriage? You are gone and gone for good. Never will you show up again. Never. And those of you British that don't want to understand the truth and extract yourself from the wickedness of Britain to nations, you will equally suffer likewise. So this is what I'm telling you today. Gone are those days when Britain was everything. We have to bow to you, the crown, It's all gone. Once the witch died, your power became no power. You are powerless now.
Yes.
You are powerless. Look at that. Look at that. Look at Prince Charles. What do you think Prince Charles can do? Look at the ceremony in the kingdom that will tell you to change your ways. There's so much going on in that kingdom. You're betraying yourself, you're losing it, yet you don't know it's the sins of the fathers visiting the children. The sins of the fathers. And you British people, listen and listen to me good. Do not say you were not told. Do not say you do not know. Your country has been breaking other countries, and you guys benefiting from it. About time you go on the streets, you strike against your government, you tell them to still in their lane, leave African countries alone. This is, I don't know, passing on this message on you guys. I am mad. I am mad.
Wow. Mommy, thank you so very much. It was a bomb. Thank you so much, Mommy. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. There, Mommy.
Thank you, and God bless. Keep up the good work.
There, Mommy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes. Now let us go and bring you Kemi Bedrock, or that Kemi Bedrock. But before then, I am still on Joseph Okechukwu's page. Anyway, I'm still on Joseph. I'm still on Joseph Okechukwu's page. Let me see. Yes. Before we bring a Kemi. Wait. No, let's listen to this woman, and then we will go get you Kemi Bedrock, the British Conservative Party leader. Her name is Kemi. She is from the zoo. You need to hear what she said about the vice president. But first of all, let's listen to this
one story about
that is giving us the update of what Donald Trump, the exploits Donald Trump is doing. Yes, let's go.
Donald Trump's enemies tried to weaponize Epstein, the media, and their London-based financial power in a new assault on Donald Trump. But now their narrative is flipping, as Epstein's own words, Trump's lawsuit against the BBC, and his attacks on the British drug finance machine all converge into one story about who actually runs the sex, drugs, and regime change racket. Let's hear Trump hater and close Epstein confidant Michael Wolff blow up the Democrats' Epstein scandal.
Epstein believed that it was Trump who first informed the police about what was going on at Epstein's house. And from that point on, they were nothing but bitter enemies.
That's right. Epstein thought Trump turned him into the feds, and he hated Trump for it. The president will also be suing the BBC, disrupting the British drug trade in the Caribbean, and building the conspiracy case against the 10-year British coup against Donald Trump and the American people. But if you listened to the mainstream media last week, and much of social media, you'd believe that Trump is on the ropes because he is hopelessly out of touch on the cost of living, Epstein, and even the 2 assassination attempts against him. That's the desperate narrative they're selling. I'm Barbara Boyd, and I'm the co-author of the ebook, A Police Dossier, It's the British Who Murder Our Presidents. You can get it by following the link in the description. I've also written about the British instigated attacks on Donald Trump.
Are you hearing what she said? She said she wrote a book about it is the British who murder our presidents. It is the British who murder our presidents. This woman wrote a book about it. And she's asking you to go read those books.
2 assassination attempts against him. That's the desperate narrative they're selling. I'm Barbara Boyd, and I'm the co-author of the ebook, A Police Dossier, It's the British Who Murder Our Presidents. You can get it by following the link in the description. I've also written about the British instigated attacks on Donald Trump ever since they started back in.
She has also written about British instigated attacks on Donald Trump ever since they started. So there are people that have been monitoring them ever since they started.
Murder our presidents. You can get it by following the link in the description. I've also written about the British instigated attacks on Donald Trump ever since they started back in 2015. Today, I'm going to first show you how Trump has blown up the Epstein scandal. Then I'll talk about the huge conspiracy case being put together against the insurrectionists and the president's focus on conveying what he's actually doing on the economy. Finally, I want to talk about the real problem we face in the midterms. No Republicans outside the president's cabinet team know how to talk about the economy. That's what we've got to cure. So buckle up. You're in for a deep dive here. It's what we do at Promethean Action. If you like our approach, please like and share this video. It will increase our audience. So next Tuesday, the long-awaited vote on releasing the Epstein files in Congress takes place. But the president is not waiting until then to turn the entire media show on the Democrats. Here's what he wrote on Truth Social yesterday. Quote, I'll be asking AG Pam Bondi and the Department of Justice, together with our great patriots at the FBI, to investigate Jeffrey Epstein's involvement and relationship with Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, Reid Hoffman, JP Morgan Chase, and many other people and institutions to determine what was going on with them and him. This is another Russia, Russia, Russia scam with all of the arrows pointing to the Democrats. Records show that these men and many others spent large portions of their life with Epstein and on his island. Stay tuned. Now, the congressional resolution is a farce. It exempts classified information from disclosure. But that's exactly what most serious people who have looked at Epstein want to know. What were Epstein's relations with British intelligence first, Israeli intelligence, the CIA, and our own State Department? After all, we already know that Prince Andrew is no longer a prince because of it, and Tony Blair's main operative, Peter Mandelson, was an Epstein intimate, and he's now in exile. That's not to mention Ghislaine's father, Robert Maxwell, who is widely viewed as a British and Israeli spy. The investigation Trump just ordered does not foreclose the classified information releases, but the Congress discharge petition does. It bars the most important classified material. Now, Michael Wolff courted Epstein as a potential weapon against Donald Trump beginning all the way back in 2015. That's right when British intelligence started Russiagate. Wolff had become famous because of a total access biography he wrote of Rupert Murdoch in 2008. The goal of the Wolff-Epstein-Trump project was to take down the Trump presidency. While Wolff wrote openly about his anti-Trump project with Epstein in his book, Too Famous, The Rich, The Powerful, The Wishful, The Notorious, The Damned, the new documents from Epstein's estate released by the Democrats last week tell us much, much more. Their joint project involved attempting to blackmail Trump early in his presidency. It evolved into lying about the relationship between Trump and Epstein, which...
Are you seeing the topic? Michael Wolff, who is a British propagandist, who is so obsessed with Donald Trump, actually was the one that was encouraging Jeffrey Epstein to blackmail the then presidential candidate Donald Trump's email. The emails reveals this. So they were encouraging Jeffrey Epstein to blackmail Donald Trump. This was before Donald Trump ever became president, too. That they had been doing all these things. This Michael Wolff, British, these were all being organized by British. No wonder those times when they asked Obama, all of them, they knew what Trump was going to be able to do. They know that Trump never keeps quiet. Trump never cover evil. Trump never hide darkness. Anything where the thing hide, Trump will expose it. So they had to use somebody to mark him. So it's just like when somebody is a very good striker, they will appoint somebody to mark this man. Like if Lionel Messi is in the pitch, most of the time the opposing team will assign one player and say, you see this Messi, all your job in this field today is to mark him out. Don't let him move. You see this Cristiano Ronaldo, he's a destroyer, he's a bomber. No matter what you do, don't take your eyes off him. Mark him down. So they will mark him. Sometimes you see those players in that particular game, to their own ignorance, they don't know that somebody is actually in that field, not to play any other team, but to play him, Messi or Ronaldo. And sometimes, no matter how you try to mark them out, they wiggle out of wherever you have caged them, and they still destroy the defense and they score. That's exactly what Donald Trump is doing. Even though they have used this Michael Wolf, just like his name sounds, Wolf. Does it ring a bell? Wolf. How can somebody be bearing Wolf and you are the one they're sending to mark out Donald Trump? You will fail. Donald Trump is like a lion. You are gone already. So they assigned a wolf to mark out Donald Trump. And even their email, all their secrets, busted. Somebody say busted. Busted. Thank you, madam. Let's continue to listen to you.
Epstein's estate, released by the Democrats last week, tell us much more. Their joint project involved attempting to blackmail Trump early in his presidency. It evolved into lying about the relationship between Trump and Epstein, which ended, after all, in 2004, in order to rehabilitate Epstein's image ahead of his 2019 New York indictment. In 2018, Epstein was working directly with Barack Obama's lawyer, Catherine Rubler, to get Trump indicted and impeached. Not exactly the stuff showing Trump somehow was involved in Epstein's crimes or covering up his activities, the line the Democrats were trying to sell. And it is like Russia, as Trump said. Now, Trump is really doing concrete things to take down the modern British financial empire, not just on foreign policy, but listen to this last week of activities. Here's President Trump talking about his obligation to sue the BBC yesterday.
How far will you push it? Because they haven't offered, our understanding is they've offered no money whatsoever. They've apologised in a letter, but they haven't offered you a penny in compensation. There was this figure of $1 billion that you may be pursuing.
I think I have an obligation to do it. Look, I'm not looking to get into lawsuits, but I think I have an obligation to do it. This was so egregious. If you don't do it, you don't stop it from...
Are you hearing that? Donald Trump is not interested in going into a lawsuit. This is a matter of obligation. Oh my God. I love this man. I love this man. And now, this is what men of integrity do. It's not because you just want to get into lawsuit. Like some of the people you see in the media today. We are talking about Biafra and our restoration. Some people will be busy looking for whom they will attack, whom they will cajole, whom they will spoil his name, who they will call the name. Hey, Vam, come out here. Vam. I'm not interested in that. I have an obligation to deliver the gospel to Biafrans, the gospel truth. I have an obligation to expose every evil, expose wickedness, and nip it on the bud. It's an obligation. It is not something that I just, maybe I want to catch fun or catch cruise or become popular. You know, some of them, you know what they do now? When I do video, they will be busy going through my video. Let us see how many people are watching him. You see, you are now finished. How many people are watching you? Let me tell you, there are over 12 people here whose mind are sold out for the truth, whose passion is to make sure Biafra is delivered, whose mindset is to make sure that Nnamdi Kanu gets justice and gets freedom, whose life and determination is to make sure that the zoo that have destroyed many lives goes down and never rises again, whose mindset and intention is to make sure that Simon Ekpa wins his appeal and comes out victorious. It is not those that will be dragging, I am APN, I am when I own Briggy. I am registered Briggy. Briggy is my own. The Prime Minister, you will rot in jail. We're not interested in all those nonsense. At the end of the day, those idiots that were bragging on camera, Donald Trump will never be president over their dead body. Do you know, some of them, I wonder why they're still alive. Honestly, I really wonder why they're still alive, because some of them said over their dead body. Do you understand? This man has an obligation to make sure that darkness does not win. He has an obligation to make sure that justice stands supreme. This man has an obligation to make sure that America does not sink. This man has an obligation to make sure that he drains the swamp and gets these bad people out of the way. It is an obligation. It is not something that he's doing for fun or something that he wants to do because he's Donald Trump. He's doing it because it's an obligation. When you have that responsibility, you live up to it. You do it. You don't care whose horse is God. Even if it's your best friend. He was giving you money. There's one of my friends on this platform. I used to hail him a lot. You remember him? What is his name again? Taproot. I used to praise him a lot. Taproot, Taproot, Taproot. You remember Taproot? That one is gone. He's gone. Oh, you know why? You know why he got angry? But Ogen can help you. Now he gave you money. Now wow. Somebody that gave you money, you still come and talk about him. Just imagine their priorities. Human being, you thought that we were actually fighting for freedom. And sometimes we just give them accolade that they don't deserve. Believe me, obligation. Do you remember the statement Master Nnamdi Kanu made? He says, my obligation to the dead outweighs that which I owe to the living. You remember that statement, guys? My obligation to the dead outweighs that which I owe to the living. There are people that have died, and we owe them to make sure they did not die in vain. Every day we meet, we always observe a minute silence to remember these men, these heroes that died, but they never died in vain. My obligation. That's where Donald Trump stands out. He stands out. So they have apologized. They have done this. They are trying to water it down, but these people have apologized. You know, they are our brother, they are our allies. They have apologized. Like, why not move on? You know, why do you want to collect money from them? It's not about the money. Donald Trump is a billionaire. It's not about the money. It's an obligation. And that obligation means that they will have to pay for that evil so that next time others that want to try it, they won't do it again. That's when Very Dark Man's Own comes in. Then they're going to learn. And when they learn, they will learn the hard way. In our water. So let's listen to Donald Trump. Obligation. So that when you understand, when you hear, you understand.
No money whatsoever. They've apologized.
Not just on foreign policy, but listen to this last week of activities. Here's President Trump talking about his obligation to sue the BBC yesterday.
How far will you push it? Because they haven't offered, our understanding is they've offered no money whatsoever. They've apologized in a letter, but they haven't offered you a penny in compensation. There was this figure of $1 billion that you may be pursuing.
I think I have an obligation to do it. Look, I'm not looking to get into lawsuits, but I think I have an obligation to do it. This was so egregious. If you don't do it, you don't stop it from happening again with other people. I think you probably...
Man, if you don't do it, then you cannot stop it from happening again. Then you have to do it to stop it from happening again. A lot of things are happening in Nigeria today because there were no men with balls enough obligated to do something to make sure those things don't rear their ugly heads again. They didn't take actions. They keep recycling terrorists. They say they have a corridor, Operation Safe Corridor. Recycling terrorists. Terrorism was brewing. There's no intention to stop them. They will tell you, they have surrendered. Who surrendered? Terrorists. They recycle them. And the thing is growing, growing, growing. But if you have an obligation to stop it and you stamp it out, it won't happen again. To rear its ugly head again. Do you know why Burkina Faso president is succeeding? He was obligated to fight. These terrorists, they are still hanging in the corners of Burkina Faso. But within Burkina Faso, are you still hearing? Boko Haram was very powerful in Burkina Faso before Traore came in. Traore have so stamped them out. You know what he does? Whenever he discovers their enclave, he drops Russia-made bombs on them, decimating them. He doesn't pity for them. Decimate them. Now, Burkina Faso, they are able to invest in infrastructure. Saudi Arabia told him, and they said, oh, we are a good Muslim. We want to come and build you mosque. We will build so many mosques. He told them, we don't need mosque. We need schools. We need factories. We need industries, not mosque. That was a Muslim guy. Do you know that Traore is a Muslim guy? He's a Muslim. And the richest Muslim country in this world was promising to come and build him mosque. He told them, not be mosque we need. So that mosque where they will be indoctrinating them, telling them about 72 virgins, telling them how they should not drink alcohol here, but they will drink alcohol in heaven. And when they are flying on the effect of the alcohol, they will fall on top of a woman. Shameless people. The guy told them, I am a Muslim, but I don't need more mosque in Burkina Faso. We need factories. We need industries. Obligation. They with Donald Trump.
You may be pursuing.
I think I have an obligation to do it. Look, I'm not looking to get into lawsuits, but I think I have an obligation to do it. This was so egregious. If you don't do it, you don't stop it from happening again with other people. I think you probably have an obligation. I'd like to find out why they did it. You know, it's so bad.
I want to find out why they did it. I mean, why did they do it? I want to find out why they did it. I need to find out what was how evil can they be to do such a thing?
You may be pursuing.
I think I have an obligation to do it. Look, I'm not looking to get into lawsuits, but I think I have an obligation to do it. This was so egregious. If you don't do it, you don't stop it from happening again with other people. I think you probably have an obligation. I'd like to find out why they did it. You know, it's so bad.
Yeah.
Who thinks like this? And I wonder if they've done it. We'll find this out. You know, the nice part about litigation is we'll find out how many times have they done it to other people.
Oh, God! Oh, God! Oh, God! This guy is not self-centered. This guy is not thinking about himself. He's also thinking about the people they've done it to. Donald J. Trump, they've done it to us. They did it to us. 1967 to 1970. Why did they do it? Why did they do it? Why did they do it? Mr. Forsyth, I think the name of that photographer, British photographer that was in Biafra, somebody remind me. I think his name is Forsyth. He took pictures. Everything that was happening in Biafra land. The blockade. The children that was malnourished. Over 3 million of them were dead. They died out of hunger. That was a blockade. A British photographer was in Biafra taking pictures. Yet Britain supported Nigeria. And those lives were lost. Why did they do it? Donald Trump was, I'm telling you, this thing is going to bring out a lot of things. So, in fact, those that can write letters, in fact, Mazi Bryson will come, I think this is the time to write. Those that can write letters, those that can actually, in fact, write very meaningful words and send them to places where they matter. Reminding Donald J. Trump, in fact, the space is open now for us to do these things. They did it before. Why did they do it? Now, Donald Trump is not only thinking about what they have done now. If they have done this thing to me, it means they have done it to other people. So now I want to find out, why did they do it to me? And then if they did it also to other people, who are the people they did it to? Now, when we are Frederick Forsyth, thank you. That's his name. Frederick Forsyth. Now it is time for Donald J. Trump to look into the case where Freddie Forsyth had evidence, enough evidence. They were in pictures. Evidence in pictures of what Britain did. British bombs did. British blockade, supporting Nigeria blockade, what they did to Biafrans. These are the things that our Prime Minister is waiting to go to The Hague. When you hear Prime Minister saying, bring it on, Isaiah Anyog is busy taking pictures with Ted Cruz and coming to brag. Anytime I show the picture or video of Ted Cruz, you see some goats coming out and say, after all, the other one took picture with them. Show us the conversation he had with Ted Cruz. Can you show me? Photo, picture. Show me the essay, what he wrote. People in Biafra government that can actually make impact, that can actually go on some of these expeditions or some of these visitations or some of these encounters, meet up with these people, actually get them to hear, to know things, like reminding them of people like Forsyth, history. Go back in time, bring them on earth some of those things that they didn't want to. Do you know that Britain is the one that supported Nigeria to make sure that there was no history in Biafra? You think Nigeria just came up with that idea? No history. No, it is Britain. They did it. BBC. So we need to bring these things up now. These things are going to be very handy for Donald J. Trump. As he's actually addressing this issue, he will be addressing the ones they've committed before. Do you see the reason? The reason why he's saying it is because so that they will not do it again. So that they will not do it again. It's not because so that he will take glory. Like the idiot that is a convict of over 72 count charges, now going to the corridors and taking pictures and coming back and say, I am the one they're looking for, not PM. Just to braggadoche because of money he's looking for. Ask him, are you still able to pay $10,000 to those criminals you gathered around as your lobbyists? Are you still able to pay them? If not, that you are the one that arranged for them to follow you and encroach into our system. That's what they do. They will pre-plan and send people. Send a cricket with penguin leg. He came. And when they asked him, he said, nobody told me about Biafra. I just walked up to it and saw it. And at the end of the day, you are now working against the Prime Minister to stop him from actualizing Biafra and claiming that you are lobbyists. So look at it now. Just see what is it. This is the real deal. It is now that we need people that can write. The Biafra writers of conscience, everybody that can write. The Umwekwensu writers. Oh yeah, now begin to write. Begin to write. And let Donald Trump remember that they have done it to us. He's not the only one they did it to. You can be useful now. At least once in your life, be useful. Not only busy talking, making noise up and down. Be useful. At least once in your lifetime, be useful. I didn't put my logo today. Be useful for yourself. Let's hear Donald J. Trump. This man is God sent, honestly. He's God sent.
With other people. I think you probably have an obligation. I'd like to find out why they did it. It's so bad.
Yeah.
Who thinks like this? And I wonder if they've done it. We'll find this out. The nice part about litigation is we'll find out how many times have they done it to other people. Maybe they did it to me quite a bit.
The BBC is a key component of what the British Empire calls soft power, the ability to sell fake narratives to shape public opinion. They have been relentless against Trump for years, and now they got caught. They purposely chopped up Trump's January 6, 2021 speech to make it seem he was calling for violence. And here's Vice President Vance telling Sean Hannity last night that we are about to see major prosecutions in the 10-year coup directed at us, starting with the operation called Arctic Frost. That was the Biden attempt to prosecute Trump, all of his political associates, and wipe out key institutions of the Republican Party totally and forever.
Last question, Arctic Frost. It is getting bigger, and I talked to sources this morning. It's about to explode. And things that we thought were long lost and gone, I want to be a little cryptic, are not lost. That's right. And they're not gone.
That's right. Yeah, I want to be a little cryptic, too, because I know that we're it's still in the early stages of this investigation. But look, Sean, I think it's one of the great scandals in American history.
Now, I like that. Things that we thought were lost and gone, they are not lost. They are not gone. They may think they have done some things and got away with it. Donald Trump is going to make sure that they are not going to get away with all the things they've done. It is time for retribution. It is time for reckoning. These are the days of reckoning. You will not go away with them. You cannot hide it from God. You cannot hide it from God. You may cover your sins that nobody may know. BBC, you cannot hide it from God. His eyes can see everything. His eyes can see everywhere. You may cover your sins that nobody may know, but you cannot hide it from God. There's one idiot that just pumped into our program, you know. You don't come to my program and do things like this. You end up being blocked. You just end up, you have been sitting down since, enjoying the message, and the message has been blessing you. All of a sudden, you are Mike Ajere. Nobody can trust you. My name is not Mike Ajere. My name is Raphael Ajere. And Ajere means that answered prayers. So nobody can trust you. You saboteur, agent by Nigeria terrorist government, and the betrayal IPOB. Just pack well. Now I've blocked you. I blocked you. I don't pity for people. I don't, especially idiots. I don't have their time. For me to even read your comments, you are lucky. At least you heard me read your comments now. But I've blocked you from my platform because you are a devil. Go to DOS or go to Ngozora Boeze. Go there. But on this platform, you may be able to watch, but you'll not be able to interact anymore. We don't need your interaction. Just listen. Maybe one day you'll be delivered. Okay? And more fear. Now, let's go back and listen to this. Hope what I was saying was coming out. Yes, it was coming out. Let's hear what Vance and Hannity was saying here. This Hannity. Thank God Hannity did not go with the other guy, the other Carson, Tucker Carlson. The people I used to respect a lot were this guy, this Hannity and Tucker Carlson. But today Tucker Carlson is gone. It's gone. We still have Hannity. Hopefully it doesn't go that way.
Of the Republican Party, totally and forever.
Last question, Arctic frost. It is getting bigger, and I talked to sources this morning. It's about to explode. And things that we thought were long lost and gone, I want to be a little cryptic, are not lost.
That's right.
And they're not gone.
That's right. Yeah, I want to be a little cryptic too, because I know that we're sort of, it's still in the early stages of this investigation. But look, Sean, I think it's one of the great scandals in American history. I think this is definitionally the Biden administration, the deep state, using the apparatus of justice to go after their political opponents. And I also think it raises a very critical issue, and something that I'd encourage my Senate friends on the Republican side to wake up about, because eventually you're going to see prosecutions, not just Arctic frost related, but on a whole host of other issues. Eventually, we need certain subpoenas that have to be issued by a court. Eventually, you need local prosecutors, U.S. attorneys, to go after some of these people in a court of law. If you can't get a U.S. attorney appointed because the Democrat won't give you a blue slip, or you can't get a judge confirmed because the Democrats are gumming up the work of the Senate, Republicans have got to open up their perspective a little bit.
Vance is saying the key holdup on these prosecutions is the Senate process, which allows Democrats to block Trump's judicial and U.S. attorney appointments. He is calling for an end to that as a matter of national survival. The Washington Post flipped out on Tuesday about, quote, tears in the special relationship between the U.S. and the British. The president has put a full military and intelligence contingent into the Caribbean.
Hold on. Let's see that picture. Sorry, man. I want to see that picture. I want to read what is there. Now, a tear in the special relationship The UK suspension of intelligence sharing for Venezuela boat strike is a warning. You see? Now, do you know that boats from Venezuela, drug cartels using boats from Venezuela to smuggle drugs into the USA? Trump decided to handle them ruthlessly, decided to take them out because these people were causing a lot of menace. All the gang war, all those street fights, all those gun, bloody fights as a result of drug addicts, drug peddlers. They were causing a lot of destruction in America, and then Donald Trump needed to handle them. And warnings have been put out there, and these people will not listen, and they will still be trying to use it. That Donald Trump had to be striking them. You know what Britain said? Britain got angry that America is fighting their war against on drugs in America. Britain got angry that they will not be sharing intelligence with America anymore, as if it was going to affect America in any way. No. You want to talk about sophisticated intelligence? Try America or try the Israeli Mossad. The Israeli Mossad are together with America. That's why Donald Trump is tight on with their relationship with Israel. Britain is already compromised. Britain is like pawpaw. Britain is gone. Britain is like poo-poo. Which intelligence? If Britain can losing their borders now to Islamic fanatics, is it America that will help? Let them help themselves already. It's just a shame that they don't know that they are gone, already gone. They are. In fact, Britain is sinking deep in a swamp. The only person that can actually save them is Donald Trump. It's only Donald Trump that can save them. The problem they have is just the same way Donald Trump is coming to save Christians in Nigeria. The same thing is trying to save Britain from the hands of BBC, so that the indigenous people of Britain, who are actually the collateral damages, who will suffer the collateral damages of what is going on, so that some of them will wake up and then, smell the coffee and then, save themselves. Because left with the Charles, King Charles or Queen Charles, and all these shameless people, this one that is there now, this Tama, that one is just an idiot, an instrument that they are using. They want to come in and bring in a controlling system so that they will control everybody and determine, tell you what to do. In fact, to the extent the time will come when before you even eat, they will tell you what to eat. They are using him. So Donald Trump wants to save them, actually. So now they are threatening that intelligence sharing. Which intelligence sharing? To hell with all your shameless intelligence sharing. Go and use your intelligence to save your borders, because Muslims are already taking over your cities.
The president has put a full military and intelligence contingent into the Caribbean, where the British and the Dutch still have territories. The intent of his Operation Southern Spear is to totally wipe out the drug trade in our hemisphere. Why did the Brits cut their former intelligence sharing relationship with us in this area? The British offshore havens in the Caribbean are infamous for drug money laundering.
So that means Britain are also involved in the illicit drug laundering. Britain is just an evil country. That is why when they tell you that Nigeria breeds criminality, Nigeria is a product of Britain. Like father, like son. Like father, like son. You see, they are also benefiting from the drug, because there are some of those Caribbean countries that Britain is still holding very strong. They have countries there that are still speaking English. They're holding them tight. They don't have their independence. Britain is still tightly holding them. And they know that there are some bad things those people are doing, and they are benefiting from it. So the thing has to continue. Now, Donald Trump is actually fighting something that is affecting them. That's why they say they will not share intelligence. To hell with your intelligence. Nonsense.
With us in this area, the British offshore havens in the Caribbean are infamous for drug money laundering. Those who know call them the Caribbean branch of the Bank of England.
Okay.
So you're seeing a big pushback from the drug trade and their British imperial sponsors. Their fake news line this week, they say the president is about to engage us in another forever war by wiping out the drug trade. Makes a lot of sense to me. A U.S. surveillance mission and covert ops mission followed by military action endangers both the covers for British operations and their operatives themselves. So the problem isn't an intention to cover up any aspect of this conspiracy. It's the Senate's insane blue slip policy, which is holding up judicial appointments and U.S. attorney appointments necessary for these cases to proceed. So you can see that President Trump has launched a multi-point attack on central institutions of the modern British financial empire. That's why the attacks on him revved up to such a high pitch over the last 2 weeks. Now, let's talk about the problem with the economy. Here is J.D. Vance talking last night about the affordability crisis many Americans are still experiencing because of the hangover from Biden's economic disaster.
I know that there are a lot of people out there, Sean, who are saying things are expensive. And we have to remember they're expensive because we inherited this terrible inflation crisis from the Biden administration. But you've already seen signs that things are getting better. The price of eggs has gone way down. The price of energy has gone way down. The price of gasoline has gone way down. And as we know, when the price of energy goes down, that starts to filter out into the entire economy, but that also takes a little bit of time. There's another component of this, Sean, which to me is maybe the most important because I care so much about our young people being able to afford a good life. A lot of young people are saying housing is way too expensive. Why is that? Because we flooded the country with 30 million illegal immigrants who were taking houses that ought by right go to American citizens. And at the same time, we weren't building enough new houses to begin with, even for the population that we had. So what we're doing is trying to make it easier to build houses, trying to make it easier to build factories and things like that so that people have good jobs. We're also getting all of those illegal aliens out of our country, and you're already seeing it start to pay some dividends.
The problem we have ahead of the midterms is not that Trump isn't on the right track. It is that there are very few Republican congressmen or senators who have a clue about the American system economics that Trump administration is practicing. They are wedded to British free trade doctrines. They believe, like the majority at the British-centered Federal Reserve, that tariffs lead to higher prices and inflation. Some of them, tied to the big bucks Koch brothers Americans for Prosperity, are out to destroy Trump in 2026. But even some Fed economists have recognized the error of their ways. A team at the San Francisco Fed took an honest look at historical data and reported back last week that tariffs actually lower inflation. Persistent devotion to failed economic models had led others to the worst and wrong conclusion. The San Francisco Fed team, however, did not acknowledge the main reason for the president's tariff and trade policy. We have to drag manufacturing and supply chains back to the United States if we are to survive and lead as a nation. That's the only way young Americans can have a terrific future. Committee Action's main mission now and into the midterms is to cure this potentially fatal ignorance of Republican candidates through our videos, our writings, and our classes. The toolkit on our website is a start on this project. We need to expand it and grow our video briefings and written articles at the same time. Doing so obviously requires financial support, and I hope you will donate as much as you can today. The link is in the description.
Well, thank you so much. Yes, this kind of people also need support. Yeah, and she's asking for that. Thank you. We appreciate the fact that we're able to use that to also educate ourselves. Thank you so very much. Remember that her name again. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Then I think we have Don Azar. I think listening to Don Azar would do a lot of good tonight. Let's see. if Joseph Okechukwu, Joseph is good with updates a lot. Joseph is good with a lot of updates anyway. I've actually played the videos I want to play from his platform. I think I've done it. Yeah. Okay. I like this. I think let's see what is happening here. I think this might be very interesting. Let's see. Let's see. This I just saw this from this very popular TikToker. No, Twitter handler. I thought this topic, I think, is something that might be very interesting based on what we're talking about. Let me expand it. The name is Mario Norfall. Mario Norfall. If you're not following him on Twitter, I think you should. The guy is good. Let's see what they wrote here. He said, former UK Prime Minister, former UK PM, Liz Truss, former UK PM, Liz Truss, well, Trump must be the end of the BBC. Lots of people in Britain are cheering Trump on. Can you believe that? Lots of people in Britain, they have now seen Trump is opening their eyes, actually. Wow, this is interesting. This is interesting. You know, lots of people in Britain are cheering Trump on. They've lied, they've cheated, they've fiddled with footage. They've also covered up what's happening in Britain, whether it be mass migration or economic problems. They are always biased towards the left, and the British taxpayer has had to pay for all of this fake news. I believe the organization needs to be defunded. It needs to be put out of its misery. Wow. Let's listen to this. A minute.
Actually taking the BBC on.
Do you think
there are lots of people in Britain who are cheering President Trump on and who want him to sue the BBC because they're a huge problem? They've lied, they've cheated, they've fiddled with footage, both in the case of President Trump.
Who is this woman, man? Liz Truss, former UK Prime Minister. Wow. 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 My goodness me. This is getting very interesting. Very interesting. Former British Prime Minister is saying this, man. This is breaking news, man. Listen to this.
There are lots of people in Britain who are cheering President Trump on and who want him to sue the BBC because they're a huge problem. They've lied, they've cheated, they've fiddled with footage, both in the case of President Trump, but also covering up what's happening in Britain, whether it's mass migration, whether it's our economic problems. They are always biased towards the left, and the British taxpayer has had to pay for all of this fake news. So there is a lot of excitement amongst conservatives in Britain at the moment that President Trump is actually taking the BBC on.
Do you think an apology from the BBC is enough?
No, I don't, because they keep doing it again and again. They have painted a completely false picture of President Trump in Britain over.
This is Prime Minister of my people. I don't know if anybody is sharing this program. I'll need to cut this out and put it on Twitter. Honestly, we need to actually make it go viral. This is coming from the former Prime Minister of Britain. Now, this is what we call people that wants to speak truth, not some shameless patriots. Shameless patriots. If you say out of patriotism you want to cover these lies, just like some idiots are covering the lies, including some preachers in Nigeria. They will come out openly and tell you there is no Christian genocide. Some of them will say you have to speak good about your country. Hey! Chineke Nnamdi. Chineke Nnamdi. This is interesting. I feel like playing it like 5 times over. I feel like playing it like 5 times over, man.
There are lots of people in Britain who are cheering President Trump on and who want him to sue the BBC because they're a huge problem. They've lied, they've cheated, they've fiddled with footage, both in the case of President Trump, but also covering up what's happening in Britain, whether it's mass migration, whether it's our economic problems. They are always biased towards the left, and the British taxpayer has had to pay for all of this fake news. So there is a lot of excitement amongst conservatives in Britain at the moment that President Trump is actually taking the BBC on.
Do you think an apology from the BBC is enough?
No.
No, I don't, because they keep doing it again and again. They have painted a completely false picture of President Trump in Britain over a number of years. They've done the same thing about conservatives in our country. And I believe the organization needs to be defunded. And as well as suing the BBC, I think it'd be fantastic if President Trump were to encourage stopping the British taxpayer funding what is fake news that is damaging Britain's reputation. I mean, the BBC used to be the paragon of journalism across the world. It was respected. It's now become a laughing stock, and it needs to be put out of its misery.
And the BBC has apologized. The chairman, Samir Shah, has sent separately personal letter to the White House making it clear to President Trump that he and the corporation are sorry for the edit of President's speech on 6th of January 2021, which featured in the program. The BBC has no plans to rebroadcast the documentary.
You know what? At the end of the day, we need to find out who gave the order. It is just like what happened at the Lekki toll gate. Do you know that Tinubu was involved in that? They've covered it up till tomorrow. They've not been able to investigate to know who gave the order. Do you know that Tinubu was found saying that what were they doing there? At that time of the day, what were they doing there? Those that were shot and those that shot them. Have you not seen that video that Tinubu was saying? Somebody gave the order. So in this BBC, a lot of can of worms are still going to be opened. So for them to be apologizing openly like this, somebody gave the orders. What if it came from Buckingham Palace? Hey! What if the order to hack down and smear the image of Donald Trump through BBC, what if it was supported by Buckingham Palace? Church Abasa. Church Abasa. And Donald Trump must not back down. We need to uphold and uplift him in prayers, and his strength will be stronger and stronger. Wherever this evil came from, they must be busted. They must be busted. Nnamdi Kanu have already said it, that their last days have come. They refuse to remove their hand from Biafra. Biafra, they committed genocide. Britain committed genocide in Biafra land. The genocide of 1967 to 1970 is Britain and Nigeria. Britain using Nigeria to commit genocide. Do you understand? Yes. And Britain have apologized to some people for the evil they did. They have been sending reparations to some places. But for Biafra land, we don't need any reparation. We want out of Nigeria. Simple and short. Simple. What they could make warriors, and every one of them fought, and what they died for, some of them, we want to have it. Yes, we want it now. We want it now. We want it now. Evil people. We want it now. Do you know that the conservative, in fact, maybe it's time, oh my God, how many videos will we be able to play? We've already spent almost 3 hours. I'm still looking for the video of that Kemi. Is it Kemi Bednock? What's her name? But the only one I have is the one that Lisa, the one that Lisa said. Let me first of all retweet this thing before it goes away. I need to retweet this thing before it goes away. To retweet this one.
There are lots of people in Britain who are cheering President.
Thank you. But we need them. Let me reduce this thing. I need the video of Kemi, the conservative leader. Egbomi. Let me go to my page and let's listen to what the one that Lisa shared. Anyway, before we go there, first of all, this is what Donald Trump said in
It's time we have
in his Oval Office, maybe today. So where he was blasting both Soros and the rest of them. Donald Trump is not backing down. I lie. You want to expose everybody. Everybody. Listen to what Donald Trump was saying here.
They're paid people. This is organized. They're committing acts of political terrorism on American soil. And it's time we had a government that looked out for the American people rather than the people who are committing violence against the American people.
When you go out to Portland and you see what's happening in Portland, this is like nobody's ever seen anything like it. Every night, and this has gone on for years, they just burn the place down. And, you know, the shop owners, most of them have left, but the few shops that are open, they just use plywood and just like 3/4-inch plywood. They don't put storefronts because they know it's going to be burned down. These are professional agitators.
That's right.
These are bad people, and they're paid a lot of money by rich people, some of whom we know. I'm sure I know some. I don't. If I knew, I wouldn't associate because I'll be in trouble because Pam will say, "Why are you associating with this person?" But I will tell you that these are bad people, and they're paying a lot of money, millions of dollars. But take a look at Portland sometime. These are crazy people, and they're trying to burn down buildings, including federal buildings. And on my list of things that I want to do before we finish up with the cities, because I think we're going to whip the cities back into shape, and we have to. We cannot let our cities, and that's a small example, but it's the most violent example. It's every night, and they've done it for years. You think maybe at some point they made their point, and what are they doing? But we're going to get out there, and we're going to do a pretty big number of those people in Portland that are doing that. They're professional agitators and anarchists. They're actually anarchists, yeah. Go ahead, why don't you defend? Let's see you defend them, Jeff.
No, I'm not defending anyone. I just want, so that we can just explain this in our stories, could you name a couple?
You don't explain it right, though, Jeff. Go ahead, let's go. Maybe let's give you another chance. Go ahead.
Antifa, Soros. What names are we talking about?
Well, Soros is a name certainly that I keep hearing. I don't know, but Soros is a name that I hear. I hear a lot of different names. I hear names of some pretty rich people that are radical left people. Maybe I hear about a guy named Reid Hoffman. Somebody's a pretty rich guy, I guess, and I hear about him. I don't know. Maybe could be him. Could be a lot of people. We hear the same names. But they're bad, and we're going to find out. And if they are funding these things, they're going to have some problems because they're agitators and they're anarchists.
Man, why are we not getting the full videos of these things? We actually need the full videos, man. Soros, Hoffman. And you see all those journalists coming to ask questions. They're asking questions because they want him to talk. And he will not hide his mouth. He will tell you. Soros' name is always popping up here and there. Paying people to destroy lives, destroy people. I don't understand. Their own country. They're wrecking it. They're making a wreck. And they're bringing in some of the people that will actually help them do it. All right. That was that. And then let's see if we have... I want us to listen to, oh my God, we have a lot of videos here, man. This video, man. Okay, let's listen to Lisa. I didn't get the original video from Kemi, but this our sister did a good job. Let's listen to her.
Our beautiful Kemi has made another expose. I told you people that Kemi will finish Nigeria. Now Kemi go bring Nigeria down with her pencil, her biro, and her mouth. While Nigeria is still recovering from her last statement, she don't throw them another missile. She don't hit them again. she don't shake them again. Shake the goddamn foundation. Shake it, baby. Shake her. Kemi is not leaving these politicians anytime soon. No, she will not leave them. She know what she passed through in their hands, and she know what is still happening in Nigeria, and she will continue exposing that thing, that their atrocities they are trying to hide. You know the last statement, what Shetima said about her. She know they leave that man. No. This time around, it's about northern Nigeria and Shetima. Kemi said in her own words, I have nothing in common with Boko Haram northern Nigeria. Leave me out of those terrorists. She doesn't want to have anything to do with the terrorist group.
She's calling them terrorists. This woman, with her position, if the Conservative Party wins in Britain, she will be the Prime Minister. In Britain, these are people of words in the UK. I have nothing in common with Boko Haram northern Nigeria. UK party leader Kemi Badenoch replies Vice President Shetima. So you see that everybody knows that Shetima is a terrorist sympathizer or a terrorist organizer. If Kemi can boldly say that, I have nothing in common with Boko Haram northern Nigeria. Are you following?
Nigeria and Shetima. Kemi said in her own words, I have nothing in common with Boko Haram northern Nigeria. Leave me out of those terrorists. She doesn't want to have anything to do with the terrorist group. She doesn't want to have anything to do with terrorist sponsor. People that should be in prison, they package them to be Nigeria vice president, including president. What has Kemi said that is new? Is there anything that Kemi has said that is new to anybody that is living in Nigeria?
Have been saying it.
Nigeria is the only country where a Boko Haram sympathizer becomes her president. Nigeria is a country where a Boko Haram sponsor becomes a vice president. That is Nigeria for you. Kemi said, don't associate me. Don't associate me. She has told the world, she don't announce them with her microphone. Nigeria is a terrorist organization. And Nigeria, northern part of Nigeria, they are full of Boko Haram. It's a Boko Haram place. Don't, I beg, no, now remove me from anything Boko. Since she released this statement, North is not recovering, no. Northerners are not recovering. You say we are Boko. You say we are Boko Haram. Why are you people not Boko?
They will soon accuse IPOB of working with her. The next thing now is IPOB. IPOB have given them money, and they forget that these are British people. The same people that Nnamdi Kanu have really been dealing with, exposing them. You know?
Boko. You say we are Boko Haram. Why are you people not Boko? Is it not in Nigeria that a military man publicly told everybody that a repentant Boko Haram stand a chance of becoming Nigeria president. Having dropped his arms only in Nigeria?
Yes.
An ex-Boko Haram stands having laid his arms and comes back, turns his way away from his negativity. He stands to be a president of this country. He stands to aspire to any position in this country.
It is only in Nigeria. Only in Nigeria will a Boko Haram terrorist stand a better chance of becoming Nigeria president.
You know, this thing, I thank God I am not a Nigerian. I am telling you. Thank God I am not a Nigerian. Because if you are Nigerian, you should be ashamed of yourself. Believe me, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Boko Haram terrorists stand a better chance of becoming Nigeria president, Nigeria vice president, more than a graduate, more than a professor, more than that person who is only in Nigeria will you see a Fulani herdsman, a terrorist, terrorizing communities. It is only in Nigeria you will later see him crowned with the crown of leadership. Why graduates are followers? You understand? Boko Haram becomes president while a graduate becomes a follower. It is in this same Nigeria, my brothers and sisters, Kashim Shettima was seen visiting terrorists, Boko Haram, inside the bush, inside their camp.
Yes. Shettima hanging out with terrorists. That's hanging out with terrorists.
That is the vice president of Nigeria interacting with Boko Haram. Eating and dining with Boko Haram. Now him be this. Eating suya with Boko Boko. Nigeria vice president. Supported by Yoruba. Supported by Yoruba.
I'm telling you.
There was this lady, Ajia. They interview her. She said why she is not supporting why she's not going to support the candidacy of Tinubu as at that time. And that of Kashim Shettima is because, watch the Ajia.
You must have an enabling environment in order to do anything. So you cannot take someone that is virtually senile and another person that has been associated on several occasions with funding terrorism. That is Kashim Shettima. Kashim Shettima, we should not forget Kabiru Sokoto. Kabiru Sokoto was one of the most wanted terrorists, and he was found and arrested in his house. Let us understand and let us not forget, this terrorism, this banditry, this carnage is not just happening by mistake. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. A multi-billion-dollar industry because it takes a lot of money on defense budget. It has a lot to do with the sale of drugs. It has a lot to do with mining and illegal bunkering and illegal and illicit mining.
That is the reason why this Ajia did not support Kashim Shettima and Tinubu. She said she can't support people that she know very well are part of Boko Haram financiers. People sponsoring Boko Haram. That terrorist, they arrested him. They said this terrorist, this particular one, whether he's even bigger than Osama bin Laden, I be him and Osama bin Laden, they eat food in the same plate. That is to tell you how brutal the terrorist that was arrested in Kashim Shettima house. That's to tell you how influential the terrorist was. He was arrested in the house of the president of Nigeria. How can you now bring the same person that has a connection with Boko Boko? How will you bring him to be Nigeria vice president? Have you people seen why Kemi is insisting that Northern Nigeria is a terrorist organization? They are waiting for Kashim Shettima to respond to her, this one. Because she was responding, she is still responding to the statement Shettima made, where he was saying, if you want to change your name, you cannot be bad-mouthing Nigeria, you cannot be denigrating Nigeria, while other people are not, all those kind of things. Nah, don't call me, oh. Now, what can me tell him? You are a Boko Haram. You people are a terrorist. You are a terrorist financer, a sponsor of terrorists. Everybody know about this. Like, even the birds where they fly know about all this terrorism in the north. And how Northerners are financing it. It's a multi-billion-dollar investment. It's bigger than oil business. This terrorism we are talking about is the cartel, the cabal in it is bigger than oil. It's bigger than, I'm not permitted to say it, but the cartel is bigger than white powder. Now, why Kemi? This is what Kemi wrote. She said that she is going to protect because of the rot in the system of Nigeria where she is coming from. She then shake the foundation of Nigeria. She is seriously shaking the foundations of Nigeria. And we are happy and glad she did. This is what Kemi also said. Please, I want to read this. She said, I will buy protecting this country. Kemi on where she plans to take the tourists. She said instead of her not to protect Britain, UK, may she buy. Because of the type of environment where she came from. She grew up in Lagos. Listen to her. She grew up for a place where everybody they hide. Fear. Fear of the unknown. You don't know what will happen next. In Nigeria, her parents had money. We are very wealthy, rich. It is in Nigeria that you go rich today, tomorrow. Because of the establishment called Nigeria, you will be poor. Under 48 hours inside Nigeria, you become poor and broke because of the type of leaders there. Terrorism, they don't move the economy of Nigeria. The economy of their belly and that of their family are the only thing where they move further, where they move to the permanent site. And this is Kemi still explaining to UK why they should not even involve the, you see, what this lady is doing to Nigeria. You will not understand it now, but later. I just don't want innocent people to be affected by all these things. All these are exposés. All these things she's revealing. All this veil where she they open. She they open Nigeria and Nash. On the Otula Nigeria. Kemi the Otula Nigeria yezikwe no ye. She's not. It's not a small damage she they do to Nigeria. Big one. Bigger one. I'm telling you. You will understand it. Please, I kindly watch her.
More of it.
She talked with so much passion because you know what she has been through.
Let's watch it.
I was born here, but I grew up in a place where fear was everywhere. You cannot understand it unless you've lived it. Triple checking that all the doors and windows are locked, waking up in the night at every sound, listening as you hear your neighbors scream as they are being burgled and beaten, and wondering if your home will be next. When you've experienced that kind of fear, you're not worried about being attacked on Twitter. You appreciate how rare and precious it is to live in a country with security, democracy, equality under the law, and above all else, freedom. Free speech, free enterprise, free markets, conservative freedoms, conservative principles. I grew up in Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you, Roxy. Lagos was a place where almost everything seemed broken. I grew up under a military dictatorship, and I would never have believed that 40 years later, I would be standing here as the leader of the world's most successful political party in the history of Western democracy. I was lucky in my experiences. I was born to a relatively wealthy family and had a decent education. But I also know what it is like to be poor. I watched my family become poor as their wealth, income, and savings were inflated away by destructive government policies. But they didn't call it socialism, but it definitely was. Capital controls, no freedom of movement, government owning the means of production. And there was no freedom either. The government decided which school your child went to, it decided which businesses could or could not operate, all the way to arrests with no trial and state-sanctioned murder. So I know what freedom looks like. It's what I had in the UK. I know the values that can make citizens wealthier and happier, and how without them, they become engines of misery and despair. Classic liberal values, not left-wing liberalism, but classic liberalism of free markets, free speech, free enterprise, freedom of religion, the presumption of innocence and trusted institutions within the rule of law, and equality under the law, no matter who you are or where you come from. All of those things were missing when I was growing up as a child. So I know their value, and I know that in the West, we may be losing what made our countries great.
If she was in Nigeria, they for don't chop her destiny. Her future for don't get for the belly of one politician. She is excelling because she ran away from what was supposed to eat her up. Look at this. Northerners are reacting. Northerners are very angry. How can you tag all of us Boko Haram? How can you generalize? How can you call all of us this name? So the thing they pain Northerners now. This Bashir Ahmed said she will need Nigeria someday for more than Nigeria will ever need her, and Nigerians will be here to remind her. She will not need Nigeria. Ahmed Alamajiri, she will not need. Kemi will never need Nigeria. Need you as what? What qualities do you possess that Kemi will need you? Of all the people to need, is a kettle, somebody that uses kettle to wash his otula. That is the person Kemi will need. Kemi will need a retrogressive individual like you. Kemi will need you a letter as Northerners that don't know what is electricity. They don't believe in Western education. Northerners that don't like a progressive country, that just like the way they are, like how they are, they like it like that. It is backward ever for them. Forward never, backward ever. To move forward, remember, to move backward is okay. Like you say, this Bashir work with Buhari. He said Kemi will later come back, maybe to apologize. Kemi will come and tell you, please, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for talking down on Nigeria. I'm sorry for all the things I have been saying about Nigeria. All the negative things I have said. Kemi go tell her sorry. If she there for Nigeria, she will get this opportunity. Una never for don't eat her future, eat the one of her children. She is moving from grace to grace because she was given an opportunity. People that know what talent, passion is all about gave her the platform, and today she's flying higher than a plane. She's flying higher than a bird. If she there for Nigeria, she for stand for road. Maybe they beg money, or una go recruit her for all the things that you people do in Nigeria. There are no people, you see Nigerians talking about Kemi that she's downgrading Nigeria, but mounting Nigeria. You are doing a serious disservice to Nigeria more than Kemi is doing. If you had put everything in place, would there be need for all these things? There is no way Nigeria will be good. Kemi will say it is not good. She is just coming. I think she's just getting started. They never even start car. They never warm engine. By the time Kemi, all this thing is fully minerated, Kemi still there. Is still the warm up. We're still there for warming up stage. Don't worry. Very soon everything will acclimatize. Then you will understand that Kemi is in for all of you. All of you in Nigeria. Oh, she will finish you people one after the other. I say she is going to shake the foundation of Nigeria. God's willing, I wish God will use her to bring to the total collapse of Nigeria, because Nigeria is not yet ready. Nigeria is not ready to be a sovereign state yet. She is calling you Boko Haram. Not be waiting you be. Kemi, my dear, fly on the sky is just your starting point.
That was a bomb, you know. That was a bomb. Anyway, I think we've had it. Don Azar time will fail me to play it tomorrow. Tomorrow, even if I'm not going to have a broadcast, of which I like to have open mic, tomorrow we'll still have another one. We'll listen to what Don Azar had to say. Even my friend Marcelo Kocha have been very busy today. In fact, we didn't have time to go through Aloy Ejimakon's updates. Let me see. Before we go, let me just quickly go to. Let's see what Aloy Ejimakon may have said or written about Nnamdi Kanu's the updates. If there's any update for Onyendu from Aloy Ejimakon, let's see. Ndị Igbo agha abụ agha anyị, onye agha na nwanne ya, kunienu South-East governors and Igbo leaders, ahoy. Aloy, leave those people, jare. If they're not ready, God go punish them very soon. A Nigerian law states that a nation may not transfer a person to another nation unless it is in accordance with due process. Extraordinary rendition without due process is prohibited. This plus more. is why I fight and why you should until President Tinubu rethinks. Biafra Kanu's prosecution can't proceed without FG showing he was legally extradited. Yeah, that was from Vanguard. Vanguard wrote that. That was from Vanguard. Yeah. Let's see. Maybe you should join me and read it. Let me bring it on. Let me bring it on. Some of you may not even think I'm making it up. I was trying to read this Igbo, but I'm finding it difficult. I'm actually rounding up. Rounding up with after I finish having this cup of tea, I'll go and sleep. Yeah. It says, Ndị Igbo, agha bụ agha anyị. Ndị Igbo, agha bụ agha anyị. Onye agha na nwanne ya. Kunienu, Southeast governors, Igbo leaders, ahoy. Now I read this. The Nigerian law states that a nation may not transfer a person to another nation unless it is in accordance with due process. Extraordinary rendition without due process is prohibited. This plus more is why I fight and why you should until President Tinubu rethinks free Nnamdi Kanu. Now this is a news from Vanguard. Which day was this news? Okay, there's no date to it. It says Biafra Kanu's prosecution can't proceed without federal government showing he was legally extradited. If the federal government cannot show that Nnamdi Kanu was legally extradited, his case cannot continue. Yeah. Then, from there, breaking news. Nnamdi Kanu files 550 million suit against Nigeria Medical Association over alleged forged reports. You see that? Just like Britain, you see them running up and down now. Because Nnamdi Kanu has evidence that the doctors, the Nigerian Doctor Association, filed the illegal or filed a forged report. And they will find out. It's either they will come out and deny that they were not the ones that filed that report, that it was from Oluwole, or they admit and pay the damages. Okay? 500 million. Yeah. Nnamdi Kanu files 500 million suits, 550 million suits against Nigeria Medical Association over alleged forged report. Congratulations to Nnamdi Kanu as he bags the prestigious Freedom Fighters Award from National Association of Nigeria Students, NANS. Appreciation to NANS and its cerebral, courageous president, Comrade Atiku Issa. Yeah, Atiku Issa and his leadership has given Nnamdi Kanu an award as the Freedom Fighter Award to Nnamdi Kanu. Just like our Prime Minister, Ekpa, got an award for the Peace Ambassador. Wherever they live, Ndị Igbo are always eager to be the best compatriots to their neighbors, but they will never succumb to injustice. Watch this video. Wow.
People from Ghana, because of their empire, the follow for more hidden history. You know about the.
Let's see the video. Let's watch it together. I was trying to see if there is any bloody thing on it.
You know about the slave trade, but do you know which specific African tribes were stolen and brought to America? Let me tell you about 5 major groups whose descendants built this nation. The Igbo people from southeastern Nigeria made up 22% of all enslaved Africans in America. Known for their fierce independence, they had such high resistance rates that plantation owners feared them. Many chose death over bondage. The Yoruba from southwestern Nigeria, one of West Africa's most sophisticated civilizations, brought advanced urban planning knowledge and complex spiritual systems that survive in American culture today. The Akan people from Ghana, including the proud Ashanti warriors, were considered the most prized slaves because of their gold mining expertise and metallurgy skills. Their resistance was legendary. The Mandinka from Mali and Senegal built one of West Africa's greatest empires. Kunta Kinte from Roots was Mandinka. They brought deep Islamic traditions and incredible storytelling culture. Finally, the Wolof from Senegal and Gambia, master traders and warriors whose language still influences American English. Words like banana and yam come from Wolof. These weren't just slaves, they were engineers, artists, warriors, kings and queens whose stolen knowledge built American prosperity. Know their names, honor their legacy, follow.
There's something you should notice. We are first on the lists. Do you understand that? We are number 1 on the lists, and nobody can take it away from us. We are number 1 on the list.
Legacy. Follow for more hidden history that schools won't teach.
Thank you. We are number 1 on the list, and nobody can take it away from us. Okay? Yeah. Now, to those who ask me, I hereby confirm that Nnamdi Kanu went to the Supreme Court today to file some time-sensitive processes crucial to his case. Yeah. Okay, I think that's it for tonight. We're going to call it a night. Thank you for joining me, everyone. And we're going to close with this prayer from Onyendu himself. And then tomorrow is another day.
Ezi onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile, Chukwu okike abịa ma bụ onye anyị na-efe na-agọzi aha nsọ ya, onye ọbụla anyị ya na-achị, onye mmụọ na mmadụ na-erubere isi, onye ọbụla anyị ya bụ ọka aka. Ụbọchị ene ka anyị na-etugha eze ebube dị ngọzi, mmalite na ọgwụgwụ, ndị gboo wee tụọ oge ebighị ebi. Onye nwe m, ụmụ gị wee gbakọọ n'ụwa niile iwe na ozi ọma nke gị onwe gị n'ezi ha site n'ọnụ mmadụ dị ndụ na nke ebere dị ngọzi. Anyị wee na-asị na onweghị ihe ọbụla nke anyị onwe anyị bụ n'ihi na ọ bụ anụkpa ahụ sọsọ ka mmadụ dị ndụ bụ. Ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ, maka na okwu nsọ gị na-adịghị ma ruo mgbe ebighị ebi. N'ihi na okwu gị niile ga-abịarịrị na mmezu. Ọ bịa mere Biafra ga-eji wee bịa na mgbe nke anyị. Anyị wee na-akpọkụ gị wee na-arịọ gị na-asị, lekwa ude nke anyị na-asụ n'akwa nke anyị na-ebe ka o metụta gị n'obi. Onye nwe m na Chineke nna nke igwe, biko dịka isi wee napụta ụmụ gị n'ọbụ n'Ijipt, gotu wee wezuga ụmụ gị bụ ndị Biafra mgbe ekwensu bụ zuu nke mmadụ dị ndụ kere. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma, na-asị gị n'ime ọnọdụ anyị anyị ga-ekele ha nsọ gị, wee nye gị nsọpụrụ n'ụtụ na-eji ama mgbe niile. N'ihi na anyị nweghị ichi ọzọ ewezuga gị, anyị nwe anyị anaghị efe arụsị. Ọbịa mere iji wee na-agọzi nsọmụkwụ anyị niile. Ọbịa mere IPOB ji wee gbaa mgbọrọgwụ n'ụwa niile. Anyị anaghị atụ egwu mmadụ dị ndụ. Anyị wee na-eto gị eze ebube dị ngọzi, sị gị biko gbatara anyị ọsọ enyemaka. Ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye anyị na-efe nwanyị akpụ isi ala nye, ka i wee napụta ndị gị n'ọbụ nke ekwensu. Anyị wee na-enye gị ofe na nsọpụrụ na ija mma, na-asị lekwa ka ndị iro anyị niile ka kasị wee baa ha ọnụ, ha wee daa hapụghị ikonye ọzọ. Obodo ekwensu bụ zu ala nwekwa n'ihi eze ebube dị ngọzi. Anya ọnwa anyị bụ ụmụ gị wee na-akpọkwa ha nsọ gị, na-asị na enweghị ichi ọzọ egwezuga gị. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma wee na-eto gị, na-asị onye kere ihe niile kere eke mana onwe onye kere na n'otuto niile na nsọpụrụ niile na ịja mma niile site n'ebighị ebi mara onye bụ ka a na-arịọ gị. Ise.
Ndewo. And I will not forget to thank Mazi Tunde Ednot. I don't know why he chose Mazi as his name. That guy is not an Igbo man, but I think he loves the Igbo people a lot. So Mazi Tunde Ednot is actually the one that posted this video out, and then he made it go viral on his platform. I actually downloaded this video, though we have a full video of it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I think you can still see it on his Twitter handle, on his Instagram handle, I believe. Should still be there. And then Mazi Tunde Ednot, cut it out, and he's been actually making some posts about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu lately, which is very, very good. Thank you, Tunde Ednot. God bless you. We'll remember you in our paradise in Biafra, Dale. Thank you very much. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful night, brethren. Adechi, Achua, Nowerench. Day one. Thank you, Lolo Goibo. Thank you so much for all your support and all your comments and everything. Somebody say, how do I receive this video to post it? You can write me. You can write me and I will send it to you. You can write me on WhatsApp and I'll send it to you. They will